Welcome to the One Up Podcast. I am your host, El Caballo, aka Tony. Here with some of my nearest and dearest. I got Doughboy, or Doe, Mateo, and Pucho in the building. How you doing today, Doe?
I'm doing good, man. I can't complain. It's been a nice week. I capped it off yesterday. I got drunk and I decided that I wanted to go to 42nd Street and smoke weed in the middle of 42nd Street. I was like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna look at all the lights. I'm gonna smoke me some weed.
What is the significance of 42nd Street, just for our listeners and for me, who doesn't have a good mental map of New York?
I mean, 42nd Street is pretty much it's like the avenue of the world. Like it's like an intersection, and two roads meet, and then they go in one direction. But there's like lights that you can see from the space station, basically. So I wanted to smoke
Isn't that right by Times Square?
Yes, it is Times Square. 42nd Street to New Yorkers, 40 Deuce, whatever you want to call it, is that's where all the lights are at.
40 Deuce.
And aside from like Grand Central, it's literally like the one of the like the train station with like the most like junctions, I guess.
Yeah. I learned something else this week that I didn't know that the George Washington Bridge is the most used bridge in the world. I was like, I didn't know
in the entire world.
It gets used the most. Yeah, more cars and traffic and freight cross the bridge than any other bridge in the world. I was like, yeah.
That's crazy.
New York.
Very proud of our bridge usage.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't know that at all.
Yeah. Plus, I've been a cycling bitch as always, but I'm disappointed. I'm seeing more elitists on the road. And
what's the difference?
Elitists are just as bad as cagers because they believe that the road is theirs and nobody else can be on it. And if you're not riding how they like you to ride, then they're going to try to tell you you're not going to speed limit.
So elitists are other cyclists.
Listen, not all of them are bad, but you know one when you see one. When you see a bike that's worth $10,000, $14,000, usually there's some like it comes with now you got a chip on your shoulder.
Wait, is there a speed limit for bicycles
in Central Park? Yes.
No shit, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, it's 20 miles an hour. 20 miles an hour. Yeah. But nobody listen. Come on, bro. If you're trying to break your personal record on a lap or something, it's not gonna go slower.
20 miles per hour seems like a pretty decent speed, honestly, to be going on a bike.
Yeah. But I mean, a bike can do that easily. Like if you're on a specific bike, like
I mean, Doe got that fucking that motorbike.
Yeah, I'm on an pedal electric. But yeah, I reach 28 miles an hour very quickly.
Now, can you get a speeding ticket do bike cops pull you over or something?
I don't think so.
For the cagers.
They have little like helmets with like little lights on top, and they pull you over.
You can't get a speeding ticket unless you have a driver's license and a license plate, specifically the license plate.
No, like you can get red lights, all that stuff. Anything that pretty much a car can get, a bike can get, with reason. You know what I mean? But yeah, like you could definitely get stopped. And I saw somebody on my Strava app the other day got arrested for running a red light. I guess he got mouthy with the cop, and the cop was just like, "Okay, let's just
he was riding
you
a bike
down to the station, riding a bike." Yeah,
one for the cagers.
That's not cool, man.
Follow the law. You want to ride a bike on the streets and speed and all this shit? Follow the law.
Judge got to tell you that no cyclist is above the law.
None.
The rules that apply to bikes don't really apply to cars. More or less of the fact that you're not going to hurt anybody.
You're going to hurt yourself.
Going 15 miles an hour, 10 miles an hour on a bike.
And you eat a red light and get smacked by a car? Yeah, you're going to hurt. You're going to affect my car, and you're going to probably die.
In certain aspects, yeah. But like bikes shouldn't really be treated as cars because they're not. Cars are like 1,000-pound killing machines. If you think about it, like,
so we shouldn't treat if the bikes or if the cyclist is cycling on the road, we shouldn't treat it like a car.
I think, you should treat it as a vehicle, but not necessarily a car. I think these things have like different.
So you treat a motorcycle different than you treat a car?
Well, yeah, motorcycles can go in between cars and stuff like that. Motorcycles can kind of finagle their way through traffic differently than cars can. So yeah, even with motorcycles, it's different.
I did look it up, and lane splitting is not explicitly legal in a lot of states, but it's also not explicitly illegal. So yeah, motorcycles can technically lane split. Like after I made that statement, I went and looked it up, and apparently, like in most states, it's just not explicitly illegal. There are a handful of states that have made it illegal for motorcycles to lane split.
Your motorcycle licensed up, right?
Mm-hmm. I got my CM, and for some reason, my license, I don't have to renew it for like a decade now. So I guess that's cool.
Nice. 10 years when Pucho's daughter gets out of her booster seat, you'll be renewing your license.
Mm-hmm. When your gift will finally no longer be useful.
Gotta throw that shit out.
I'm gonna burn it. I'm gonna get sick of it.
So how was your weekend or in the week, Mateo?
Mine was pretty uneventful, man. I've just been working. I caught up with Invincible and Falcon and Winter Soldier. Man,
nice.
both of those shows are getting real interesting.
Yes.
Man, if you haven't been watching like the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the episode last week was brutal. The ending to that one was just the symbolism of like that blood on the shield, just so good.
I don't think Pucho's watched any of them.
What was the symbolism?
You got to watch it.
It's Captain America's shield and it's covered in blood, man. Like it's a big damn deal.
Man asked the question and took off.
Dipped. Got tired of that topic real fast.
No, but Invincible, man, that's that was pretty good.
So for some of us who haven't watched it yet, which is me, what happens? What's so special about this episode?
For Invincible
or for Falcon?
Well, Falcon I haven't watched at all, so I just have no stakes in that whatsoever. But yeah, Invincible. I've already read all the comics. So unless they're doing some major deviations, then like, it's not. I don't anticipate it being like a big deal.
They just went. They went to the college was like the main like plot, but it's heating up. Basically, like his wife has started investigating, and she knows that he murdered the what were they? The Guardians? Is that their name?
Yeah, Guardians of the Globe.
Yeah, she knows that he murdered the Guardians of the Globe now, and he might have killed the costume maker. They haven't revealed if he did or not yet, but they had a real.
I would assume that he did.
They had a real tense conversation on top of the building. He brought him a 6-pack of beer, and they had this real tense conversation.
That's crazy, man. Because
I haven't watched that yet. That must be the 6th episode.
Yeah,
I just watched them get their ass kicked. I was like, oh shit.
He gets the shit beat out of him.
I was like, oh my God. Yo, fuck his dad for just nigga just watched him almost die.
Hey, he tried to teach him a lesson, I guess.
Fuck that nigga. That nigga
murdered all the Guardians. If you know that your son isn't gonna die,
does he know? Does he know that he isn't gonna die though? Because
he's like human.
Yeah, dude. Invincible's got like his power level is all over the place. Because there's an episode where they show him like throwing an asteroid like just out back into space.
Yeah, right? yeah.
And then like these dudes that he fought this week were just like normal dudes with like RoboCop armor on, is what it looked like, and they beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, but there was like a billion of them, right?
There were like 4 of them. It wasn't that many. It was like 4 of them.
All right, because in the comics, there's a scene where he's in the sewers, and there's like 100 of these guys jump on him.
No, in this one, it's just like 4 of them. There's just like 4 dudes.
Yeah, those scenes are so fucking brutal. I'm like, yo, sometimes I have to rewind. But basically, the 5th episode, probably one of my favorite episodes with the rock dude and like his little redemption story, I guess. But that has been my favorite so far. The opposite of a
redemption. It was he deceived Invincible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, got some Kingpin vibes from that dude.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm assuming that's closest like analog. They all seem like they have like some kind of analogs to like a DC or like a Marvel character or something, right?
Yeah, he starts wearing a white suit. He's straight
really?
up kingpin. Yeah.
How was your weekend, Pucho? And week, should I say?
I mean, I went down to visit my mom. More eventful than usual. I got a new refrigerator. Like now, it's like maybe 3-4 months old already at this point. But I didn't know what to do with my other fridge, so I told my mom I'd give it to her, and I didn't really have a way to drive it down to her at that time. So then over the weeks, I got like a hitch, not the ball joint or whatever, but like the whole thing that hooks onto your car. Like I got that installed, and then then this past weekend I got a trailer, and I fucking went and put the fridge in the trailer, and I drove it down to my mama's crib.
You
like
bought a
2.5
trailer?
hours away. No. I rented it. It was like $30 or something.
Okay.
Man, this shit was fucking funny, man. Because I bought those fucking ratchet clamp things or whatever, straps. And I'm like, all right, boo, boo, boo. I'm like, oh, this, all right, I got this, right? I got the dolly. I dollied it into the trailer. And I'm like, yo, I'm going to just strap this to the dolly, like, so that even it's just, there's just more weight. It's like a little more stable or whatever. I'm like, and I hook it onto, I wrap the wraps around the fridge and onto the dolly, and I'm like, boom, boom, boom. And then I'm like, all right. And then I'm hooking it elsewhere, and I settle on another spot on the dolly, and I'm like, bet. And I fucking close the trailer, and I'm like, all right, babe, let's ride out. And I start driving, and I don't know, maybe 15 minutes later, I'm on the highway, and I'm just driving, boom, boom. And then I'm looking at my rear view, and I'm like, oh man, that trailer looks like the fridge looks a little further back than I put it.
Oh shit.
And I'm like, that looks weird. And I'm like, that shit looks like it went back. I'm like, what the fuck? So I had to pull off of the highway. So my fucking dumbass, while I'm pulling over, I realized immediately what I did. So I had the fridge and the dolly. I did one strap around the fridge and I hooked it to the dolly, and another strap around the fridge and hooked it to the dolly. So the fridge wasn't connected to the trailer at all. It was just the dolly and the fridge together. And I'm like, when I'm pulling off, it's like it clicked. I'm like, I'm a fucking moron.
You did 15 minutes on the highway with it like that?
I lucked out. Shout out to Lena and her new car seat, right? I had a car seat lying around for a long time now, and I'm like, boom. So I was giving it to one of my friends. So I was also bringing a car seat down. I had put the car seat in between the fridge and the back door of the trailer. And so the fridge flew to the back, and it was cushioned against this car seat. And it, I don't know. The fucking fridge didn't fly off on the highway. That's all that mattered. God, and then I got out and I hooked it up correctly, and then I drove for 2.5 hours just fine.
Could you imagine riding behind a vehicle that's pulling a trailer like a fridge, and that fridge coming off of the trailer as you're driving behind them?
Yeah, I'd feel terrible. It would be shitty. Also, not to defend myself too much here, because I was pretty stupid in the way that I did that. But in my defense, don't drive behind trailers, people. You see someone hauling shit, don't drive behind them. You see lawn equipment, don't drive behind them. You see them big ass trucks where they're transporting rocks, that's the quickest way to break your windshield. Don't drive. Just if you see someone hauling shit, just change your lanes. Past these motherfuckers.
I was driving down 35 here in Austin one time. I was up in Round Rock visiting some buddies, and I was driving back home to I lived in South Austin at the time. And I was driving behind this truck this truck was piled. It was the entire truck bed was filled with mattresses. I don't know what in the world these guys were doing, but they had this entire truck bed filled with mattresses. Weren't secured at all. But I was driving behind them, and I couldn't get around them. And one of the mattresses fell off, and I was driving I had a 97 Honda Civic at this time. This terrible, terrible car, but super, super low to the ground. So this mattress falls off this truck. And I have, I'm like us. I'm probably closer to this truck than I should have been. So this mattress just goes under my car, like immediately. Like there's no like swerving around or anything. It just goes under my car.
What the fuck?
And I looked in the rearview mirror, and I never saw the mattress come out. And I was like, oh fuck. And then
But you're driving? You're just going?
And I'm still driving. And like they're doing construction on 35 at this time. So there's like no exits. There's like nowhere to pull off for anything. All the exits are blocked off for like 3 miles. So I'm just driving. I'm like, fuck. I was like, I don't want to pull over on this side of the road. The fuck am I going to do? And then I start noticing these like something in the review just like flying behind me. And it's just like these glowing things. And I'm like, oh shit. I was like, it was one of those coil mattresses, and the coils are heating up from the friction on the road. And then I'm just flinging these hot pieces of metal behind me on the highway at 60 miles per hour while I'm driving down the highway.
Wait, so you were pushing the mattress in front of your car the whole time?
It was just hooked under my frame and just dragging, and these coils were just heating up and just like shooting off like glowing hot ninja stars and all the other cars on the road. So it was crazy. I ended up having to pull off finally. And luckily, like, because my car was so prone to breaking down, I had like a full toolkit in the back of my trunk. And I had tin snips in there. And I had to like cut this frame out because it had gotten wrapped around the axle. It had gotten wrapped around like everything under the car that it possibly could have. It was craziness. It was one of the most stressful, weird things I've ever had happen on the highway.
That's fucking wild.
Oh, man. That's insane.
I feel so bad for the people that I was throwing these like red hot rings at, though. Because like seriously, when I parked the car, I had to let it sit for like 5 minutes for the frame to cool off. Like it was just bright red, like under the car for a solid like 5 minutes when I pulled off the highway.
Dude, the worst thing that happened to me, I'm just thinking like two different things. One time I had a broken radiator in there's a hoopty that I owned for like, dude, I just stopped driving that bitch the other day. Like, so I was driving this car for like 9 years, and my brother was driving it for years prior. It was a 2003 Acura TL. It would look nice, yo. I love this shit. Dude, the shit broke down over everything, man. The fucking radiator went bad one day. I was just driving around and I just noticed. I was like, damn, the temperature in the temperature reader in my car is like kind of high. And I was like, what the fuck? So I pulled off and I was like, maybe the radiator liquid is just like kind of low, like the coolant or whatever. And I don't know why. I know why. In those times, my car broke down so much, I had spare everything in my car. Literally spare brakes. I had a wheel. Anything you could think of, I could repair my car on the spot. Like,
dude, when you drive shitty cars like that, man, you have basically an entire AutoZone in your trunk at all times.
I had brake pads. I had a fucking not an axle. The fucking my fucking brain is broke right now. I don't know. The rotor. I had a rotor. I had a lot of shit in my car, dude. And so I get out and I pour coolant in this motherfucker, turn the car back on, temperature's fine. I sit there for a few minutes, temperature stays fine. Start driving off, another 5 minutes or so, temperature starts going up. And I'm like, all right, it's while I'm driving. But like I'm now in the middle of two locations that I can't just leave my car here. So I proceeded to spend like the next hour and a half driving 5-10 minutes, pouring a little cooling, closing it, getting back in the car, turning it on, driving. And it was horrible, dude.
So
yeah, that shit was just horrible. And the other one time I was driving, I rented a car in Rhode Island and I was driving to New Jersey. And a fucking rock just jumped off the road and hit my windshield.
Those are the worst.
It just a crack on the fucking thing. And I was so fucking mad because I'm like, dude, I'm in a rental. Like, this is a problem I don't even want to do. And in retrospect, I'm glad I was in a rental. I never paid a dime for that shit. I just returned it. Nobody said nothing. They were like, the guy was like, don't worry about it. Dude, the shit started like a little ass crack. By the time I got to New Jersey and then back to Rhode Island, dude, it was like the whole fucking windshield. It was fucking massive. Like just the pressure of the wind driving was just opening the crack the whole time.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
So that same 97 Civic, you mentioned overheating. So the Civic eventually developed this issue where it was overheating. This car was the worst. This is one of the worst cars I've ever owned. I think this beast is still down in at my dad's place, just in like his little like graveyard of cars that he's like, one day I'll get these working. Because he's got several of those. But
that's where my Acura came from. Mm-hmm. My dad's graveyard of cars. It was missing the whole front. We replaced the whole front, got a new engine, all this shit. And then ever since then, it just kept breaking down. It's terrible.
So this thing started overheating, which fine, whatever, right? It sucked because like the trick to keeping your car from overheating whenever it's overheating, right? Run that heater at full blast.
I've never known that.
It pulls some of the heat off the engine. It'll get you to where you're trying to go, kinda.
I wish I knew that.
This car developed an issue shortly after that, where the windows would no longer roll down.
Oh my god!
So like I'm over there on 35, driving up to Round Rock again, going and visiting my buddies up there, and the car starts overheating. And it's like one of those days where like 35 is just stopped. You're just in bumper to bumper traffic, and traffic's just at a complete stop. Windows are rolled up because they won't roll down. Blast in the heater at full temperature, full speed.
I love it.
This is like, I forget how long ago this was, but there was this time in Texas where we hit like 100 degrees for like 100 days in a row. And it was during that time. So like it's 105 degrees outside. I'm running the heater full blast. And my only little bit of oasis is that I have my sunroof on the car completely open. So there I am, like stripped off. Like I've took my shirt off. I took as much clothes off as I legally could. Like hanging my head out of the top of the sunroof in 35 traffic, just covered in sweat.
That would be the worst experience.
I got up to their place in Round Rock, and I just like seriously like just stuck my head in the freezer for a solid like 5 minutes. Like I thought I was gonna die. That entire summer though, like basically like I'd drive somewhere and I would take like a spare set of clothes in like a backpack because whatever I was wearing was just gonna be soaked in sweat by the time I got to wherever I was going.
That's horrible. It's either fucking ruin your car or fucking die of a heat stroke.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, oh man, I'm gonna have some beers in Round Rock. Fuck it, let's risk it.
Let's risk it. That's wild, dude. Fucking wild.
What about you, Tony?
Aren't you excited to join us in the world of like car drivers, Doey?
No, he's not.
Aren't you excited to join us in the world of car drivers?
Oh man, after this last week's interaction in the subway, I'm more than ready to buy a car. Fuck the subway. And fuck Mayor de Blasio trying to... Yo, this motherfucker took the subway this week and he's like, oh, the subways are fine. I don't know why the MTA is saying that they're not. I took the subway one time this week, bro, and encountered some bullshit. And I'm not. No fucking thank you, bro. Mayor de Blasio, kiss my fucking ass. You're a fucking rat bastard for trying to put that image out. Like, no, dude, it's a problem. You go to the subway and there's an issue. Obvious issue.
What's the issue?
There's a lot of people smoking cigarettes in the trains. Anytime I go into the subway, either going to work or coming back, I always encounter one person in the subway cart smoking cigarettes. And I usually move to the next cart, but I was fed up and I blew up. And I shouldn't have blown up, but I had to. I had to tell this person off.
Did they stop smoking?
No. They did not.
What a piece of shit.
And at a certain point in time, we were in the conductor's cart, the cart that the middle conductor is in. So he came out of his little shack and he was like, who's smoking a cigarette in here? And I stood up with the most like passion. I said, it's that bitch right there. Oh my God. I was so upset, bro. I was so upset. I was so tight.
Were you two the only ones in the cart?
No, it was a full cart. And I actually gave the strength for other people to kind of be like, yeah, don't smoke cigarettes in the cart. So a few people had already like expressed their distaste with her smoking a cigarette inside the train cart. And you had people like this. Like you had like a lot of people like just doing a lot of different
people not
things.
wearing masks?
Of course they're wearing masks, but it's
so
like
they have a mask on and then their shirt goes on top of it.
Yeah, I mean it's a tactic because like before COVID, you'd get a lot of like homeless people, and they have stenches, varying level of stenches, and you just quick one like that. You know
what does the middle train conductor possibly do?
He came out. He told her, "Stop, yo, cut the cigarette."
No, I mean in general. Like, what does that man do? Does that man deserve the title of conductor?
Yes.
What is he possibly conducting?
Okay. So the front of the train, he drives the train. He moves the train forward. He makes sure that he stops at the right length so that people can get out. What the middle conductor does is make sure everybody's out, and then whoever's coming in is in. He looks towards the back. He closes the back half of the doors. He looks towards the front. He closes the front half of the doors. And then that way, once everything is closed, the front of the train can drive. And he also has they also have to point at this little sign at every stop. They have to pull down their thing, they have to point at this little sign, and then it's recording them too. They have to point at the sign. They do this. They point at it.
I don't know that I agree that these people.
And what does that do though?
The title conductor.
Like, why do they go like this? Like,
it's to make sure they're paying attention on camera. You know what I mean? It's like they're still awake. They still remember that they have, you know what I mean?
Huh. Interesting.
So
how you doing today, Tony? Or this week or this weekend? How you botched it for everybody?
I botched that shit. No, it was good. Didn't do too much besides work a lot. Saturday I did get my Pfizer shot. Fucking arm is sore as hell. That shit even started soring up my whole chest muscle too. Like yesterday, I was dying. That shit felt like shit. I went home and literally just went to bed. As soon as I got home, I just went to bed. And this morning, it's still a little sore, but it's whatever. And I still have to go and get my second shot. That's the worst thing about it. So it's just like contemplating back and forth. Like, damn, should I wait a little bit longer than the due date? Like, because it's like I go back to get my shot May 15th. And
the due date of what?
Like of my child. So the due date of my child is May 20th. But the shot's May 15th. So I was just contemplating whether or not, like, damn, like, because everyone says the second shot is where you get like a little bit of a symptoms, like you get a runny nose or you feel like you're getting sick, but you don't really get sick by the next day. So
you have an increased chance of symptoms is what it seems like. I mean, that's anecdotal. I haven't looked at the actual research, but the second shot seems like the one where most people that I know have gotten like fevers and whatnot. But the majority of people I know that have gotten their Pfizer shot, nothing. Like they're like, my arm hurt a little bit. That's it.
No, yeah. I mean, that's what I'm expecting. But it's just like, you know, with a child, you don't know if it's a, you know, premature, they're born a little early or they're born a little late. Like, you know, you really never know. So it's just like, God forbid that I get the shot and then she goes into labor that same day and I'm here with a fever. They won't let me in.
You should. My recommendation would be, rather than like not getting the shot, would be to see if you can reach out and explain your circumstances and try to get it a week early.
Probably, yeah, I should do that.
Yeah, when did you get the first shot? Because you usually only have to wait 3 weeks. Oh yeah, I'm a fucking idiot. So yeah, I was actually in Palm Beach with Tony when this happened. So
yeah, I would reach out. I mean, you're supposed to be able to get the second one as soon as 2 weeks, I think, right?
When did child do?
May 20th.
Yeah, because you could get it as soon as the 8th, and probably that whole week. Because like I'm scheduled to get mine on the 30th, but I just got my shot, I don't know, on the 9th.
Mm-hmm.
So right, I don't know. So I'm only waiting 3 weeks to get mine. Bullshit. Now they're talking Pfizer's. You need a booster 9 months after getting your second shot. So
that was honestly kind of expected, though. I mean, like this, the vaccine did roll out super fast, and they didn't have like the time frame to study like the long term efficacy of the shot. So like it makes sense as a booster. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, there's probably going to be a Moderna booster too. Like once there's more studies, they're probably going to be like, oh, you know, at 11 months or 12 months, you probably need a booster or something.
I mean, I got a sticker and I got a lollipop with my first shot. So like,
damn, I actually got water, popcorn.
They gave me
people were abusing that shit. I saw one woman walk up. She grabbed like 3 waters, a couple popcorns, a couple chips. She got the kennel corn. And I saw her walk out. I was like, oh, she probably got like a family or something. She sat down with her boyfriend.
What is chemicorn?
I think you meant to say kettle corn.
Kettle corn.
Oh, okay.
English is tough with Pucho.
They gave us water. They didn't give us shit. They just some water there.
Tony's making fun of my words right now.
Did you ask for a lollipop? Because you have to ask for it if you want to get it.
But Krispy Kreme, if you go to Krispy Kreme with your vaccination card, you can get some fucking donuts.
How
and I'm
many?
about to do that shit.
I'm a
I don't
donut
know.
bitch.
I have no idea, but I'm planning on taking a 40 deuce trip tonight to go see if I can make that happen for myself.
Is that the closest Krispy Kreme?
They have a brand new one, and I just want to try it out. Oh, everything is so shiny in there. It's so beautiful. They have
It
a
hasn't
huge
been
sign.
destroyed by the people
Wait,
yet. Pretty
wait,
much.
Exactly.
So like weed is legal in New York, right?
Yes.
But do you still have to buy it from like shady ass drug dealers right now until they
Yeah,
get the system in place?
We still got to go in strangers' cars and strangers' houses. And like, I can't wait till I'm telling my kids this. Mommy and daddy went into strangers' cars.
Yeah, I don't
I mean,
know if you wanna
that'll
tell
be
them
over in like within the year, probably more like 7-8 months or something. You're
Bro,
gonna have probably like more. Well, not more. There's none now, but it'll be more available for most people to just go to dispensaries and stuff.
Facts.
Drug dealer game is going to be out.
I'm gonna be completely honest.
I was having this conversation with someone, and they told me, "Nope, the drug dealers are gonna be just fine."
I might stop smoking weed altogether, and I might just move towards vape cartridges and edibles and stuff like that. I might just cut the smoke, like as far as the plant.
I've read that the vape cartridges are worse.
Yeah.
Like they burn you. Like they burn your throats and lungs, like
Because of the heat.
Yeah.
Huh.
But
To each
so
his
I've
own.
seen. I don't know. Maybe they make better shit now. But just like I remember seeing all those vape pen people and stuff like that. Like that air was coming in so hot that it was like causing like a gradual damage, pretty much.
I was smoking dirty carts for a while, and that shit almost put me in the hospital.
Those ones were dangerous.
Yeah, I remember that
I heard the
time.
chemicals they were using for those, like there was just so much variance because it was just homeboy making it in his bathroom or
Yeah.
basement of his mom's house or something.
That's the crazy shit too, bro. Because I remember when I first bought a hookah pen, right? And it was just like the flavored tobacco because I didn't need nicotine. I just, hookah. And I used it for about a week. And then I noticed that I started getting mad headaches and shit. So I just fucking just tossed that bitch. I stopped using it. The next thing you know, I saw it on the news like a month later. The tobacco pens have this and that, and they were dirty. I'm like, wow, thank God I stopped because, like Doe was fucking sick, bro. I talked to that. Remember Doe when you was like, yo, I don't know what it is and this and that. And you came down and was like, yo, I think it's the cartridges. Like they gotta be dirty. And then boom, you found out that it was that. So it's just like, if you're gonna smoke the plants. That's how I say. I like fuck all those cartridges because you don't know what they're putting in that shit.
I mean, don't smoke tobacco. That's just bad.
I got some.
And something you said too that it didn't have nicotine. Tobacco just has nicotine. It's like you're not separating the tobacco from the.
But
nicotine. I know, like on cigarettes, they add nicotine to cigarettes, and they add additional nicotine to those cartridges because they want you to get hooked. And then the intent for the cartridges is to get you off of smoking. But also, the funny thing, studies show people who use the cartridges, they just end up smoking more anyways.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, tobacco itself contains nicotine, so it's like, pick your poison.
It's like a low amount, I think, too. Maybe it's like a low dose.
It'll get you hooked.
Oh no, yeah, that's the whole point of that. They just want you to keep coming back.
No. I mean, just the plant itself will get you hooked to smoking tobacco.
That's crazy.
So you were gonna say something though? I was cutting you off.
No, like I got some legal cartridges from Massachusetts, and those hit a lot cleaner, and I didn't feel the effects that I was feeling when I was smoking dirty carts. They were a lot better. So hopefully, as time moves on, it gets more clean, and you know what I mean. But I'm gonna be. Eventually, I'm gonna have to stop smoking altogether. I started smoking at the tender age of 13 years old, and I haven't really stopped. I stopped maybe for 1 year in between there, but like I'm eventually gonna have to stop smoking and like
kind of
start
funny
just
though, because
eating
it's like,
edibles.
You're starting to stop when it's starting to become legal. So it's just like now it's just you're gonna go into edibles, which would now actually have a full body. You'll have more of a full body high now. So like
I'm ready for it.
I don't think you could you be able to go to work and operate like that? Like having a full body high? I mean, you've been smoking now for a while, but I don't think you'll be able to operate efficiently. like
Let's see
versus
what
smoking
happens.
it.
I'll see how I feel. You know what I mean? I'll try it out.
Them edibles are hit or miss too. Them shits be hitting
Yeah.
different. You be seeing people, they'll eat the same batch of edibles, and one they'll be totally fine, and then the next one they fucking leaning like a crackhead. You're like, what the fuck is going on here?
The thing that you do is like if you eat an edible and it hits you, just go to bed. Just go try to go to sleep. You'll wake up and you'll
Yeah,
be
that
fine.
shit is whack though. That's like, why even put anything in your
Because
body?
sometimes that shit just hits you too hard. Like, nigga, that shit can hit you hard.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see the point. Like, I wouldn't want to like have drinks and then be like, all right, cool. I got my drinks. I'm feeling nice, and time to go to sleep. I guess it's like I don't know.
It sounds like when you get the spins from drinking too much and you try to go to sleep though, and then the entire bed just feels like it's rotating around.
Oh my god! I remember the first time that I got like really like I drank a number of times. But the first time I got drunk, we bought. It's so stupid. We had bought like a bunch of Heinekens, and we was just standing on my mom's block is a dead end, and we were all just taking turns just chugging these Heinekens on this corner. We were young, you know what I'm saying, and we were trying to do our dirt and be hidden.
Were these cold Heinekens or were these like warm Heinekens?
Well, they were like warming. We didn't have a cooler, but they were cold when sold. Come on, Mateo. I'm not a savage.
Sound like they got hot by the end
I've got underage drinking stories. I've got underage drinking stories where we were just drinking like room temperature beer because that's all we could get, and it was like, whoa.
Now, there was a lot of liquor stores that they just used to sell us alcohol. I remember I used to go to the there's a liquor store. I don't even want to call it out. I don't even know. But we used to go to this one spot. I was maybe like 14 years old. I just used to walk right in, grab a big ass bottle of whatever I want, go pay the guy, and walk right out. And I would do this. This lasted years. No lie, years. And I remember one day I walked in, grabbed the bottle. I might have been like 16, 17 years old. I walked in, grabbed the bottle, went to pay, and the guy said, ID? And I said, what, motherfucker? I've been coming here for years. What the fuck you mean, ID? He's like, I don't know who you are, ID? I'm like, man, fuck you. And I left. I was so mad. I was like, we done built up a relationship. We have a rapport. I trusted you.
It's the same guy?
Same man, yeah.
Damn.
He still sells me liquor. Same guy. Same store.
Till this day.
I don't go there too often. Their price is a little higher than the other spot we go.
The image of you at 16 say, fuck you. I've been coming here for years.
I don't know. I'm a big dude, so I don't know if maybe there was like ignorance there on his part. He just sees like a big guy walk in with confidence, grab the bottle, just go up and pay. Like I don't get ID'd when I go to liquor stores anymore. Like it happens occasionally. Like when you go to these chains like ABC Liquor, shit like that, their policy is like they just have to ID. But all these mom and pop shops, you walk in, they don't really check you. So I wonder if maybe I was just passing for years. Or maybe he knew he was selling liquor to minors and, he was making his money, Mm-hmm. I'm a cynical man, so I tend to go with the latter. I'd like to think he had an inspection that didn't go too hot or something. And he was like, I got to ID everybody.
Yeah, I was 15 years old and they were selling me liquor at the like corner stores and stuff. There was a Texaco, there was a BP, and I knew the people there for a long time. And they just let me buy beer.
That's crazy. I mean, it happens though. I mean, it's
y'all don't remember coming to my house and I go get beer from the store?
Yeah, I remember. We were in high school and Dowie was like, hey, you want a red stripe? I'm like, what the fuck's a red stripe?
Ew,
Dowie was drinking those Jamaican beers.
All those,
I was just happy to be, 15 years old, playing rock band, got out of school. I got out of my work shift and I'm like, I'm going to just drink this beer like a grown-ass man,
This is adding some more pieces to Tony over there breaking instruments and shit while y'all were playing rock band.
Beer was involved. One red stripe. Hell no, I didn't drink not one of those.
There was one night.
I remember the first time I got drunk with Tony.
What was that red striped thing? It's beer, gay beer.
This man Pucho is the worst person.
We could say this for another time.
You want to say it for another time?
Yeah, we could all share our favorite drunken stories. I don't know. That was
I don't know. Did you guys hear about the fatal shooting of the I think it's the young teenager in Chicago?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Adam Toledo.
Yep. Have you guys seen the video at all?
Yeah.
Rough.
It's pretty shitty.
Do you guys think that from my point, right, watching the video?
No, wait, don't give your opinion right away. You're gonna bake the argument right in.
You gotta.
Well, yeah, I guess.
I'm interested. I am interested, right? If you put yourself in the shoes of the police officer, watching the video, seeing how it went down, what like, just quick go around. Like, did you think that? I know in retrospect, it's like, he killed a 13-year-old kid, right? So it's like it's wrong, right? You would hope in a world that 13-year-old kids aren't getting shot by cops, right? But from a police officer's perspective, in that moment, do you think they made the choice to, I guess, defend their lives, which is typically the choice that they made? Like, do you think that it was reasonable? I guess.
I think from the body cam footage, that kid had his hands up. There was no weapon in his hands. Maybe he had tossed a gun. It looked like he had tossed the gun right before the police encounter.
He did.
That kid had his hands up, and he was shot within, I think, like 20 seconds of that police officer exiting in his car. Like, that is real quick to make the decision to end someone's life. I don't know, man. We expect ourselves to have to be as professional as possible when we're interacting with cops, and for some reason we don't have that same expectation of cops, and that's interesting. You would think that the impetus would be on the cops to be the ones that are professional and positive. I mean, Tony, you're a gun owner. Like how much of gun safety is just about how not to take someone's life with your gun. Like how important it is. Like if you ever aiming your gun at someone, it's to end their life, right? Like that's there's like you don't shoot to hurt. You don't shoot to injure or anything. You shoot to kill. Like that's the only time you should be drawing your gun and aiming it at someone.
They'll tell you in the classes too, like you just because you own a gun or whatever, you hope never to even use your gun. Like that, like it's not there as a fashion statement or anything. Like I have a gun that I hope I would never have to use. Mm-hmm. But if it ever does come to it, I will use it. But,
I'll be happy to use it. All right, I don't want to derail too much. So Mateo says the cop was wrong in that moment. Like he made the wrong choice.
Also, yeah, I've got other things, but let's finish the go around.
I just want to kind of get a lay of the land before we jump into opening statements.
Go ahead, Doe.
I think the cop was in a tough position because I'm pretty sure he knew the kid had a gun on him. He either saw the gun, whether he saw the gun is I don't know. But I'm guessing that if he's chasing this person down an alleyway, he knows this guy has a pistol on him. If he doesn't see him toss it behind the fence and then he turns around and puts his hands up, I would say that it was a bad judgment call to shoot right away. But I mean, if it's a life or death situation, your adrenaline is pumping, your blood is pumping, and it's my life over your life, right? So I think there is an oh shit moment when the cop realized that he shot somebody and the kid didn't have a gun because he didn't, you know what I mean? It seems like he was being extremely remorseful as soon as he did it. Like, but I don't think it was right. I don't think it was right. But I do think that there's like what do you do? Like, what do you do when in that moment, if it's my life versus your life and you have a gun and I don't know what your intentions are with that gun? Like, I think it's really rough.
They have tasers, they have mace, they have so many other ways to go. I don't know. Like drawing the gun should be the absolute last thing that they do.
Even if they're getting shot at?
Was he getting shot at?
No, he's asking.
No, but I'm saying, but if his belief was
like, if a cop is getting shot at, should they pull out their mace and try to mace the shooter from afar and then try to tase him and then pull out their gun?
I mean, I'm not advocating for like the full on like that thing from The Watchmen, like where they had to like call into Panda and Panda had to like bust their gun open or anything. I'm not full on calling for that, but I don't know. I know that Germany statistically, like they have far less instances of police shooting civilians. Now, granted, it's not apples to oranges because you can't compare a country that has way less gun ownership. Like I think, there's no other country in the world that has more guns than people that live in the country, like the United States.
I think Israel's like much worse than America, actually. But
are they really?
I think almost all their citizens are gun owners.
Interesting, but
and I know there's another country that has a lot of guns, but not comparable. But
my statistic may just be like pure numbers. It may not be like percentage of the population. I think it's probably pure numbers. But
I know, in America, we have more guns than people. So there's just that's it, right?
But guns are illegal in New York, but there's an unbelievable amount of gun violence in New York.
But I mean, like Germany, their cops train for 3 years. It is a 36-month training program in Germany compared to, I think it's maybe 36 weeks, 48 weeks is like the average in the United States, somewhere around there. It's definitely nowhere close to 3 years of training for their police officers. And a lot of this seems like it does come down to a failure in training. I don't personally believe that all cops are necessarily like racist. I think that there is I think there's some interesting roads to go down with that because a lot of the original like police force tactics and whatnot did come from slave catchers back in the Civil War and whatnot, or not Civil War, but like the slavery times. Before I tangent too much, let's do Tony and Pucho.
Yeah, I know. I was like, man, these guys really. What do you think, Tom?
It's tough, right? Because if you look at it from the cop's perspective, the kid did have the gun in his hand. He tossed it right before he turned around to put his hands up. I think because the cop's seeing it in his hand, and when he told him to put your hands up and he turns around to put it, he didn't initially see him throw it like behind the fence. So I think he shot a little too quick, but cops being called to a shooting in the neighborhood, they pull up and they see a suspect down in the alley and they chase or whatever. And he sees the gun in his hand, tells him to put his hands up and turn around. And being it is in Chicago and people get shot a lot in Chicago. It's like gun violence in Chicago is crazy. So, that going aside with what he's doing and being called and the whole rush, it's a tough call to just pull the trigger. He should, I would say maybe wait a couple more seconds, man. You would have seen that he wouldn't have the gun in his hands no more, that he tossed it. But, it also takes that couple seconds kid to turn around and shoot at the cop. So it does play a part in the shoot to kill. Now, if he had a taser, I think he could have just ran up on him, and because he already had like a blinding spotlight on the kid, like he was blinding him already. I think a quick shot of the taser gun without even saying turn around and put your hands up would have probably sufficed, right? But then
he would
have probably got in trouble for that as well.
Them shits barely go through jeans, and he's got on a hoodie. Like it probably wouldn't have been successful.
I don't understand how come he didn't just tackle that kid. That kid looked like he weighed about 90 pounds, sopping wet. That was a tiny little 13-year-old boy.
Yeah, but I mean,
I don't understand why he didn't just tackle him. Honestly,
because you're pulling up on him. Like,
have you seen the type of guns that these kids have over there? I'm not even
his back was turned.
Yeah, not even demonizing like the culture, but like if you watch any drill rap video, shit's got like 30-round extensions on it, like
but like
laser beams, and
he clearly didn't have like a two-handed gun. Like he was running with his hands like this, and he don't got no fucking AK in his fucking waist. Like it ain't feasible.
And his back was turned. You take someone down like in that position, it's going to be real hard for them to like twist their arm behind their back to shoot you with a gun or something.
But, I mean, like he already announced himself.
Cops are trained in restraining and like taking people down. Like, why not just tackle this kid? The dude probably outweighed this kid by 100 pounds. Why not just tackle him and take him down?
Coming down the alley, he announced himself, and the kid started slowing down to a stop.
Yeah.
And he slowed down. He slowed down to a stop. I mean.
Yeah, that's when you spear him. You go full on Goldberg and lay his ass out.
But the cop himself slowed down to stop and had his gun out. Like,
he slowed down because the kid slowed down. I'm saying in that moment he should have just hit him with the spear.
Yeah, but when that light strobe was flashing, that's off his gun. That's the light on his gun. They hit a button on their gun and it fucking flashes people. It's like a strobe to blind you, and that's what he was using. So him trying to spear with flashing him with the light,
I mean, I would argue you shouldn't be running. You probably shouldn't be running with your gun out in that moment. But anyways, because we're getting into the meat of the conversation, from my position, usually in these types of situations, I feel like people hate me because I tend to try to find nuance in situations and stuff like that. And so sometimes I'm like, it's hard to say, blah, blah. I don't know. In this video, man, the cop just seemed just straight up in the wrong from my point of view. Mm-hmm. The first time I watched it, this is why I don't know, you guys heard me when I was watching it initially, that I was going, man, I want like a better video, blah, because it was edited, the way they were showing it was cut. It was hard to know, like, I don't know, I just don't be trusting shit. So it's like hard to know if the audio that I'm hearing in this newscaster's cut is like from that moment in the video. Like, it's kind of hard to tell. And the first video I saw, it didn't feel that way. That's why I asked for a second link. Because the first time I saw it, I was like, nah, man, this kid is bugging out. Like, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, to me, my initial viewing was like, all right, man, that's pretty reasonable. Like, but then I'm like, let me get on the second link because it looked a little weird. Then the second video, it was a little bit less edited. And the cop, like you said, Tony, the guy got his gun out on the kid. He tells the kid, yo, turn around with your hands up. The kid has his hands up mid-turn. So his hands are already in the air. I feel like the cop should see this kid's hands are in the air. Why would he, like, it's weird to wait for someone to fully turn around, his hands are still up, and then you shoot him. It's like by that point in time, and I understand split-second decisions and all of that, it just seems that in the split second, the threat was gone. The guy's hands were in the air. It just seems like at that moment, you just wouldn't shoot. Yeah. Like, even though you do see that the kid did have a gun, the kid had a gun. In retrospect, we know, he threw it behind the fence. So when you see him do that little lean over, you're like, yep, that's the moment he threw it over the fence. It's like the cop doesn't know that, right? But again, mid-turn, he had his hands in the air. It just feels like you shouldn't have shot. I don't know. It's hard for me. It's really shitty because I already know how this is going to go. I've already seen too many people in situations like this get shot by cops. They're going to say, well, he was committing a crime. He had a gun, so the cop's in the right. And I could guarantee you that's how the case is going to play out. But I don't know. I think it's fucked up. The kid had his hands up mid-turn. Is the kid dumb? 100%. Should he be running around the city with a gun? No. All that being said, in that moment, he was complying with the officer, and then he got shot. So, my point of view, he should have kept running then. It'd probably be alive.
So some interesting things, yeah, like shooting someone that for complying exactly with what you asked them to do, super fucked up. Also, like, apparently the reason the cops were actually like deployed out there is because Chicago and apparently DC, Adam was just telling me about this. They have this thing in place where they have these like microphones set up all over the city, and they triangulate gunshots. So like there was no one that actually called the cops or anything for these gunshots, or at least that wasn't what initially like brought the cops out. There's some kind of system in Chicago and DC where if guns are shot, these microphones triangulate that position and they automatically deploy like the cops out there, which is wild. Like that's like some I don't know.
That's
crazy.
It
feels very like cyberpunk, right? Like it feels very like that's some shit that would be in like Demolition Man.
I don't. I mean, obviously it's not the case, but it almost feels like Minority Report. The fucking police officers are in the pre-crime division. Like they're looking for a crime that's about, like, they're fighting a crime that they know is about to occur. They're stopping before it ever happens. It's like, gunshots. They're already on the scene. We don't need nobody to call. I don't know. Something about that seems so logical. Mm-hmm. Like it's just a more effective way to fight crime. On the other hand, it feels unethical. Right? Something about that feels wrong. Like, so, I don't know what it is. And I mean, I got to think on this more because I feel like somebody mentioned this to me, and it might have been you a couple of days ago. But I was just thinking about this, and I'm like, man, something about that just feels wrong. Like, cops going to a place uninvited. I don't know.
Yeah.
I have a view of police officers that I'm not saying that all cops are bad or anything like that. I have had poor experience with police. I feel like I don't ever want to deal with a cop unless I'm in a very bad situation that I'm inviting them into the situation, pretty much. Like,
100%.
and of course, I'm a citizen of my area. So if another citizen of my area feels like there's a situation going on and they do want to invite the cop, well, then I'm subject to their views as well, whether I agree with it or not. Right? If they live in my neighborhood, they got right to call cops and shit like that. And it may be unfortunate, but I don't know, man. Like I had a situation. I bought this house. I got a new crib. Like I don't know, like a year and a half now, right? I bought this house. The owners that owned this house had an alarm system on the house, right? So as I'm moving in, I don't know what the fuck is going on. I'm putting a bed together. This alarm starts going off, wailing, wow, wow, wow. I'm like, what the fuck? And I remember looking at the panel when I came in. I just sort of assumed that it was like deactivated or whatever, right? Because I walked right in and nothing happened. So I go to the panel and I'm like trying to hit buttons and shit like that. And somebody starts talking to me through the panel because it's some high tech. It's got a nice display. All is a fancier shit. Someone starts talking to me to the panel, talking about, oh, what's the code? I'm like, yo, I don't know no code. I just moved into the crib. Like, I don't know shit about the security panel. Like, and they're like, oh, unfortunately, we're gonna have to deploy the police. And then the alarm kept going off. So I chilled outside for a little bit because it was too loud for me. Then I went back in. I kept building the bed. Yo, like the cops showed up, right? Fucking, I go to open the door and this cop's hand is on his holster. And I got scared. I closed and locked my door, like purely out of reaction, right? And then in that moment, I was thinking, yo, I could have just got shot. Just like that. Just like that, right? And then I opened the door and I talked to the police officer and blah, whatever. And he was, besides the fact that he walked up with a hand on his holster, like, besides that, it was pretty cordial. I explained the situation. He made me show him some paperwork and he's like, all right, boom. And he just left and he was like, whatever. And then I had to just sort of play it cool till the next day till I was able to kind of take over the security fucking like I don't know, system or whatever the fuck. But it just goes to show kind of, I say all this to say that the point that I care most about is what Mateo mentioned, which is police, even though we all acknowledge that they aren't getting the proper amount of training to do their job. That's my belief. I feel many people believe that. Even though I don't think that they're getting the proper amount of training to do their job, they are trained in this more than citizens are trained. And once they're deployed out into the field, they're dealing with these situations on a day-to-day basis. So they're having more experience in this situation. It feels unfortunate to me that we view police in the sense that like anything happens against them and they could do whatever they want, whereas citizens have to behave in the perfect, like they need to follow the rule book that no one trained them for, that they've never received, but they just need to follow those rules. Whatever those rules are, they need to do them to a T. It seems kind of fucked up. It seems kind of fucked up that I'm a law-abiding citizen. I could have got shot in my crib just for locking that door. Just out of, I saw a dude with a gun, and I didn't even have that time to internalize, oh, this is the police officer from the, all that shit. Because it was like a whole hour later too. It wasn't like the cop pulled up 5 minutes after the alarm company said, oh, we're gonna have to deploy the cops. Like after I chilled out there for like 20 minutes, went back into the crib, kept building my bed, it was literally moving day. I moved all my boxes into the house, started building shit, and I had to deal with a cop. Like, I don't know, man. So all in all, man, due to experiences like this, I try to avoid police when possible. But I don't know.
It's really shitty. I would have been pissed at the people who previously owned the house. I would have been like, you guys are fucking assholes.
Dude, their fucking panel, because I was looking on their panel, you could see the Wi-Fi that it was connected to. The shit was said, make Wi-Fi great again. And I wasn't sure.
Oh, no.
I had two minds of this, right? I was like, are these some like super fucking Trump supporting like conservatives that they just wanted to make Wi-Fi great again? Or are they just like everybody else and it's almost like it's just funny because it's a slogan and they're just in on a joke? And like I could read it two different ways, like because I could have seen myself making my make Wi-Fi great again as a joke, But then I also would have been like, man, anybody who sees that, they might think something about me. And I would think, I would double think about that. But I'll second guess that decision. But I don't know.
Either way, back to the situation. I don't know if the cop, like you said, I think it's going to get dismissed in court, unfortunately. Like the cops just, they're going to ride that gun, like being thrown, that kid had it. And that's going to be the sad part in it. He should have waited. I mean, and in the video, both his hands, like, as this hand was definitely up, he threw this hand and was bringing it up like this. So, and that motion of him turning around, he's already releasing the gun and he's putting his hands up. He could have waited at least another second.
I swear that the video I saw, he already had both hands up before he turned around.
No, like the video that I saw, maybe there's another one I got to watch, but
dude, he's shot with his hands like this.
Yeah,
he's like this when he gets shot
of his body, the chest.
Yeah,
he got shot in the front of his chest, so he was all the way turned around.
The editing one that I saw from the news report lady or whatever, the anchor lady, I need to watch another one. I would like to watch the actual body cam, like without edits. Then that would really, but yeah, I think he shot a little early. He shot a little early.
So I watched season 1 of True Detective. I rewatched it recently, and it reminds me of this. There's this Rust Cole quote. You guys ever see True Detective? Got Matthew McConaughey doing some of his best work of all time.
I think season 1 of True Detective is hands down the best TV you'll find anywhere.
100%, dude. That show is amazing.
Those eight episodes are they're just perfect. Like I don't know what you'd cut. I don't know, man. It's just good. It's so good.
Okay. So you remember that woman telling Rust that you seem like you're a dangerous man, and his response is, "Well, of course I'm dangerous. I'm the police. I can do terrible things to people with impunity."
Yeah.
That's definitely what it seems like nowadays, like they're right, everyone else is wrong, even though they're working for the people. Like,
yeah, I mean, and there's to me there's a multitude of issues. I do think that there have been studies that have shown that there is a lot of white supremacists that have infiltrated the cops. There's a lot of people that have like some out there alt-right QAnon leanings, and you would think that there would be some kind of like mental exam that would kind of weed out those people, but I guess not. This is a training thing. Obviously, our cops need to be better trained. They need to have better de-escalation tactics. I do like the idea of defunding the police and having like mental health experts respond to some of these things instead of cops. Like, I mean, does a cop need to respond to a mentally ill homeless guy that's having some kind of episode? Not necessarily. Like, there are people that are better trained at de-escalation that could be responding to things like that.
Well, cops are always going to be at any situation, at any scene. Like, even if you call the fire department, there's going to be a cop. Like,
I mean, you're right, and you're stating the current situation, right? Mm-hmm. Because you're not envisioning what a different world could look like.
Yeah, like those things need to change. There needs to be more training. I don't know. I like some of the sentiment behind like the abolish the police movement. I don't know what that world would look like. Defunding, I can picture a little bit, because I can picture like, okay, yeah, there are definitely non-life threatening situations that instead of a cop, there's other people that would so much better fit the need to have those people go out to specific situations. Abolish the police is like, I don't know, it's a little too out there. Like it's like I think I've ranted about this to you before, Pucho. Like some anarchist people that I know, their whole solution to problems is just to tear down the system completely, but they have no plan for what happens after you tear it down.
I don't know.
And that's fucking frightening.
Yeah, I got into a Twitter conversation with somebody about this exact thing, because they were talking about abolish the police, right? First off, I do want to say, before we get into this whole thing, why are conservatives so good on their messaging? They're so good, and we are so shit. We suck so fucking bad at making, like, defund the police is something that in general I agree with based off of most of the things I read. What a horrible fucking slogan. It literally means to increase the police budgets because we need to hire more people to deal with different types of situations. And in a lot of these situations, we're still going to dispatch a police officer to be alongside these, social, these health workers, these social workers, people that are educated in like psychiatry and things like that. Like, why would we say defund the police if we're literally saying, yo, let's increase police budget so that they could react to different types of issues more appropriately?
Well, because
it feels silly, and all you're doing is you're inviting the argument from other people. Oh, they want to defund the police. Well, we're just gonna leave rapists on the loose. Like, I could tear this down in a heartbeat, like with a bunch of straw men. That it's just like, why do you want to make our fight so difficult? Like, now we need to fight for the efficacy of our plan, but also just we need to defend the slogan now. And it's like, I don't know, man. It seems, I don't know. It's upsetting to me that the people that are the liberal people, man, we're just horrible at messaging, and we're not united at all. Mm-hmm. Because some people want to defund the police, some people want to abolish the police, some people like the police. They just think like that there should just be more accountability when they do things wrong. So now you got all these trains of thoughts. No one could agree on anything. It's just upsetting to me to be on the side of people that can't get shit done. When you got all these fucking conservative people, they don't agree on shit. They're willing to form a coalition to get anything done. It's so upsetting to me.
It's that whole chopping off your nose to spite your face thing.
Right.
Or as Michael Scott would say, chop off your nose, spider face.
Spider face.
Also, it's completely side topic here. I see you, Doey. You should use that arsenal on this run, though. You're not slick.
Ancient Crip. Ancient Crip.
Wow. You're literally doing it again?
What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about.
You can see Red in Steam. He's playing Loop Hero right now. That's why he's gone completely quiet.
This man doesn't want to pause.
He's got the cat on his shoulder. Wow, even such a heavy topic. How's the loop going? What loop are you on?
No, I just started. I let it play in the background, and then like every loop, I'll like equip the armor, and put down all the places.
You know what? Might as well just grab my PS5 controller and start playing Call of Duty.
Let me get my Switch going.
The fuck? What are we doing?
I'm the only person committed to this, okay?
No, I'm here to listen.
You see my hands. The only thing stopping me is alcohol, all right, baby? It's the only thing going
you was
over
on your
here,
phone
right?
earlier. You was on the phone. Picked up the phone.
I was on my phone.
Times.
Run it back. I looked for 15 seconds. I got a text message.
You did it like 3 times, but we ain't here to call people out.
I got 3 text messages.
I think some of the cop stuff is like very antagonistic too, by the way. Like that thing, the flashing light on the gun. Man, could you imagine having that thing like flashed at you while you're expected to like react coolly and like follow a policeman's like instructions?
My reaction would put my hands up and be like, "Yo, what the fuck?"
And here's a light like flashing at your face. Like, yeah, but a lot of times
I think that's so naive.
A lot of times,
Tony, who do you know that's as analytical about everything than me? Like, I'm not saying that I'm the most whatever person, but you guys be calling me technical pooch and all this because I want to think about everything. And I made a foolish decision, right? I'll clearly say that the decision I made was foolish, but I would also argue that it was barely a decision. It was such a reaction to what
That's
I saw.
what I'm saying. What he just said, that would be my fucking reaction. You're blinding me with a light.
No. You're saying
like,
I'm saying that you're being naive to say that you would know what your reaction is. That's my point. Because I would tell you that I would do whatever. I would say I'll do this or do that, and then it struck in the moment. I didn't do what I would. If I saw a cop with his hand on his gun, what I would tell you right now is I'd put my hands up and I'll comply. But in that moment, I closed my door and locked the door in his face.
I'm saying I've had that light shot in my eye. Like, my cousin's a cop, obviously. So he showed, you want to see how bright this? Yeah. So that flash, I was like, yo, what the fuck? So like he blinded me. So I was like, yo, what the fuck? That shit's bright as fuck. He was like, yeah, this is a new light that we got. And that was my initial reaction. He was just showing me the light. It wasn't on the gun. He just had the light in his hand.
So two points to that. Oftentimes, the cop's instructions are way more complicated than turn around and show me your hands. They're often like, turn around, show me your hands, put your face down on the ground, put your arms behind your back, spread your arms out. Like, there's
not all the time, but that does happen.
especially when there's a weapon involved. It's going to be some crazy instructions like that, and sometimes it's
that one instance in that hotel where that guy was on the floor laying down and he was getting all sorts of conflicting fucking
yeah, that was terrible,
that cop, bro.
That's funny.
No, I laugh because of all the fucking things that he was saying. Like it's so
that man was shot dead.
That man.
That man it's a good example of how what these fucking cops want you to do is fucking like, come on, bro. Like,
the cop was nervous himself. That's why he was just babbling bullshit.
The cop shouldn't be nervous, though, is my point.
That's a fact. But I mean, at the same time, he is human, right? Cops can get nervous.
If that cop was nervous,
what do you mean? Fuck that. You guys are bugged out.
In that video, the guy was crawling for like a mile from one end of the hotel to the other. He was crawling.
In particular.
I need you to crawl, but you got to put your hands behind your back. But lay down flat. But keep coming towards. What the fuck is the guy supposed to do?
I'm just saying.
I'm sorry. If you do want to be a cop, if you want to have a job where you can legally kill someone as part of your job, you should be top of the fucking game. You should be the absolute best trained that you can.
Be super fucking man. Come on, you guys are being unrealistic here, man. Like, you sign up for the job, you need to do the job. You need to prepare for all type of activities, right? Everybody can't be a fucking cop.
If you sign up for the,
so you're making our argument.
If you sign up for the job, you better be willing to get shot to not take someone's life innocently. That's my take.
Granted, that's reasonable to a point. Yes, I'm saying that cop in that fucking situation, I don't know what the fuck his problem was. He was giving out too many fucking directions. I would have just fucking not even moved. I would have just laid on the ground. You're giving me too many fucking directions. Get down, lay down, hands behind your back, crawl to me. How the fuck you want me to do that? I'm not Caterpillar, bitch. I can't fucking do the worm to you. Like, this is just, that cop was, for me, not trained enough and was nervous and was just rambling a bunch of shit. Yes, training needs to happen, but you got to understand, just because you're a cop, you're not a Superman. They also are going to have faults. They're not going to, getting shot at, whether you're a cop or not, my nigga, that's adrenaline pumping through your fucking.
Our system should weed out as much of that as possible, though.
Oh yeah, that's why there needs to be a training system where if they're not capable, then you can't be a cop.
Also, police unions are problematic. Internal affairs programs that are like run by the cops themselves, like the cops investigate themselves, problematic as fuck.
Yeah,
I agree.
Could you imagine if you messed up at your job and they were like, okay, well, go ahead and investigate and see if like there's anything you did wrong that you could have done better, and that was like the official report that goes up to the company. It's just you investigating yourself.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That shit's fucked. I honestly feel like every single, and I actually, there's a district attorney in my town that they're trying to push civil. Basically, anytime there's a situation with police officers, that there's going to be like basically like a group of jurors that'll be the ones to make the decision whether this thing should go to like a trial or not, as opposed to just it being handled internal, that it should be handled by a group of citizens, pretty much.
Gotcha.
And I think that's just like a straight up, I mean, I guess I would argue that I think it's a straight up improvement on the system, but I don't know. Maybe after that, you find that every single cop gets executed, and then you're like, "Well, this is fucked." But I mean, my gut reaction is like, if you let the people that live in the area handle it, then you'll end up having more reasonable situations. But I don't know. Anyways, Tony, the only thing I was pushing back on is you're saying, yeah, that cop was nervous too, and I think that's the main sticking point for me, is that this cop deals with nervous situations every single day. Like, they have to pull people over. Anybody could have a gun at any time when you pull someone over, but they deal with that situation, and they deal with situations similar to that every single day. So I'm not saying that they should be okay with being shot at. I'm not even in Mateo's camp. I personally feel like, as a person, my number one job, I got a kid, I'm coming home to my kid every single day. So if I was in that person's shoes, I'm not in the position where I'm saying something like, oh, you should be shot to preserve the life of an innocent person. I think of an innocent person as doing things that a person committing a crime would do. Like, you know, you're telling me, yo, take your, put your hands in the air, and they're reaching into their waistband. I'm like, oh shit, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, all right, you might get shot. Like, whether that's a good thing or not, you could argue that. If you had health workers or social workers or psychiatrists and things like that on hand, would that go better? That's an argument that I'm probably on the side where I would want those types of things, but I'm not going to sit there and be potentially shot. Like, I'm not going to sit there and watch a guy reach into their waistband and try to pull something out before
you're going to shoot.
I mean, and I'm not a cop either. So maybe I'm not built for that, right? So and then maybe that's to maybe Mateo's point is I'd get weeded out of those programs, right?
So then would you so you're saying that you would agree with the cop shooting that Adam kid in Chicago then? Based off what you're saying right now,
absolutely not. Because the guy had his hands in the air.
He was complying.
He had his hands completely in the air,
Straight up.
turning around, and he got shot in the chest with his hands completely up. I think that's just straight up fucked up. I'm saying, because to me, while he's running away, there's a whole slew of arguments that I would never agree with. I don't think you should shoot somebody in the back.
I would wonder how much that flashing strobe light flashlight thing, how much that fucks up the cops' abilities to properly like view the situation as well too. Like, does that pump up their adrenaline as well? Like having that light flashing on someone, does it make it harder to like see what they're doing with their hands or what they have in their hands? It feels weirdly antagonistic to me. Like it feels like it ups the danger of the situation.
Getting out of your car like that. Getting out of your cruiser with your gun in your hand, running down the alley after somebody, you're already pumped. That blood is flowing. Then you put the light on somebody to blind them so they could like not be able to. Even if you were to shoot, turn around and try to shoot, they'll be blinded by the light that they won't be able to aim. So that's an edge on the cop that he has on the suspect, right? Like, all right, he's blinded by this light for a little bit because it's, you know, when you look in the light, y'all get blinded by a little bit. You got to blink a couple times. So these are these protective things that they probably do to give them an advantage on the suspect, right? Now, when it comes to like making that judgment call to shoot somebody, I think he was premature with it. I do think that. At the same time, it's just rough because it's what you can prove in a court system, right? That's how the system works.
That's another thing.
They proved that they proved that he has a gun.
I'm saying like you got to remove yourself from that view. Because
that's
what you're
the view
saying
that's going on right now, though. You can't remove something that's what's going to happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no. Nobody's asking what do you think the court case is going to go like. That's not anybody's question. I prefaced my whole point by saying I think the cop's going to get off. Does that mean that I think what he did was right?
No.
Like, no. You should say whether you think he's right or wrong, so that when the court case comes out and he comes out saying that he's completely absolved of doing anything, then you get to say, our court system is fucked in some capacity. How do we address that? Like, you got to reconcile the fact that you believe one thing and you got an opposite outcome. If you don't entertain that, then things won't get better.
Yeah, because like with stuff like that, then you have to ask which court case is the one that matters. The actual like the legal liability one where the cop ends up getting off, or the civil lawsuit that the family files against the city later on where they get paid out, because it's conflicting results from those two. The cop got off, but the city's still paying millions of dollars because that civil case decided that the shooting wasn't justified. Granted, I think there's less burden of proof in civil cases. I'm not positive. I think one of them has less burden of proof or something.
Yeah, I mean, depending on the charge, the burden of proof is different. Like those civil cases aren't felonies against anybody. So I would say that there's something weird about that. I don't disagree, but I don't think it's necessarily wrong. Like, it's easy to say that oh, did that person do that thing intentionally? Should they get first degree murder? It's like, nah. But we could acknowledge that something incorrect occurred. And maybe that guy should lose his job. And maybe that's, where that ends, right? Like, maybe the city pays out, they fire the guy, but maybe that guy doesn't go to jail, right? And maybe in certain situations, maybe they do deserve to go to jail. Right?
And that's where that's where there's some further issues with the police organization as a whole, because
100%.
These cops will get fired for some shady shit from one police department, and they'll just go to another fucking state or another city, and they'll get hired on there.
I guess the question though is, should the court that's trying that person for like usually it's like second and third. Usually second degree murder because second and third degree pretty much blend. Like if you could prove third, you could prove second in most cases. So basically, you're saying, in the like, should when people are on trial for like a cop specifically on trial for like a second degree murder because they killed somebody unjustly, right? That's the question. Should the people, both the judge, even the district attorney, like whoever's trying to get this person in jail, and the jurors, should they factor in the fact that this guy's, even though he gets fired, he's gonna be able to get another job? Or are those two separate issues, I guess?
There might be two separate issues.
Right.
Because
I mean, that's how I view it. I'm mostly asking Mateo because I think we generally agree on most of this. Like, I think it's fucked up that person A gets fired from one place and easily gets a job doing the same thing. It also feels weird that, like, if I got fired at a supermarket, it's like I could probably get hired at another supermarket, right? And I'm not saying that it's comparable because you're not handling people's lives in your hands, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, if you got fired from one supermarket for accidentally giving a certain amount of people salmonella or something because you were Publix or something.
Probably a more comparable thing is probably like a surgeon who botched a surgery and killed somebody. How easily should it be for them to just get another job at another hospital, right?
And that's
probably the more comparable.
And that's where it would depend on. I mean, like, the whole thing comes down to proving intent. The whole thing comes down to proving intent, proving negligence.
Yeah.
Here's a whole thing that we could get into that I don't think we should. My wife is wilding right now. Mama, a little lower, please. Sorry.
So I do think
so you could tell her to chill.
I just said a little lower, please. A whole other thing that you could get into is intent. Does intent really matter?
I think it does.
Well, intent does, because that's how you determine whether something is, like, what degree of murder or manslaughter or whatever, right? Like,
right,
from a strictly legal, like, point of view, like, that's
right. I don't know. I'm typically not super interested in, like, legalities, like, because we could change the law. So if someone argues on the law today, and then someone arguing like, oh, slavery's right because it's legal, and then when slavery becomes illegal, then their argument is wrong now, because it's like, nah, it's like it probably was always wrong. Like, that's sort of what I'm saying. Like, so Tony, you said intent matters. I feel like this is a rabbit hole, so I don't want to get into this, but it feels like the conversation of intent, because it's like, does it, like, if someone killed your kid, does it matter if they meant to or not? Or should there be some repercussions for those actions? Like, it's such a hard question for me to grapple with. Like,
no, there would be repercussions. We talked about this, like, in one of the last episodes. Tony would grab that baseball bat.
He'd call me and we'd both be going for revenge. It'd be horrible. Two law-abiding people breaking the law because we're so hurt. That's why we need...
It's like that movie.
You ever seen that movie? Workers on site.
You ever seen that movie with what was it, Russell Crowe, law-abiding
Gerald
citizen?
Butler? Yeah.
Joe
Butler.
Oh,
Joe
okay.
Butler.
How did you know what movie
Gerald Butler? Gerald Butler?
Okay. I said okay. It was just...
But he was in well, I don't know, man. I don't feel like your affirmation was strong enough.
Isn't his name
I think
Gerard
you were thrown off
Butler?
because I knew it before you said it.
Yeah, a little bit.
Isn't it Gerard?
That's what I said first, but Tony was so thrown back that I pronounced the L. Isn't there an L in there? Maybe I don't
think there's an L in there. I think his name is Gerard Butler.
That shit was just quick. It's quick.
Anyhow,
so what about this movie?
Jamie Foxx is in the wrong in that movie, is all I gotta say.
Yeah, it was a movie, same thing. Killers got off from killing this dude's family pretty much, and he just took it in his own hands and started killing the guys and the people in office, or not office, but
there's a better movie.
A better one than that one?
Oh yeah, that movie was not very good. There's a movie with Jackie Chan. I can't even remember what it's called, but it came out within like the last 4 years or so.
Yeah.
Very similar plot. Like, his family gets killed somehow, and the cops don't do their due diligence, and this guy just pretty much turns into a terrorist. He's like, fuck the cops, like, I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I gotta do. And it's a way more interesting movie, in my opinion.
There's a lot of really good South Korean revenge films. There's a shitload of good
I'm
ones.
pretty sure this is Chinese, but
I saw The Devil. I think that's one of the South Korean like
oh
revenge
yeah,
films.
yeah, that one's good.
That one is rough,
I don't
man.
think I've seen that one.
That one, like
Yeah,
the movie ends, and you're just like, man, there was no one won in this movie.
Well, and
basically, some guy who's a piece of shit does a crime, and he gets tried, and I feel like
he kills his fiance. He kills and rapes his fiance or something, I think, right at the beginning of the movie.
Beast.
And he gets off on the crime, and then the cop goes and does a whole bunch of shit to this guy, but then he doesn't go all the way. He doesn't kill him. And then the guy goes, and I think he almost kills, or he kills somebody else, and then the cop comes back. He's like, I'm going to kill you this time. At the end,
he just decides to make his life hell. He basically puts this tracker in him, and then like every time this dude's about to like kill and rape another woman or whatever, the cop just shows up and just beats the shit out of him. And he does this like 3 or 4 times in the movie. Like because he's got this.
Yeah, dude, these Korean movies are fucking awesome, and I'm kind of saddened because I asked everybody to watch Old Boy, and I get the vibes that nobody watched Old Boy.
I've seen.
Yeah, I have not watched Old Boy yet.
Sorry, I know you watch Old Boy. That was already the case, so we discussed.
Man.
This.
Y'all got to see
feels
that.
Like I have no friends.
Y'all got to see that hallway hammer scene, dude.
Hallway hammer.
Damn, that's spoilers. In lighter note, do you actually hold on before I go to that? Doughboy. So you agree with the cop thing, right? Being bad, right? Like he was in the wrong.
For sure, he was. It was wrong. Like
I don't even want to cut off Tony's line of questioning, but I will. I actually want to. What I really mean to say is I'm not trying to be rude. In your earlier answer, it sounded like it was kind of gray. Like you're like, I don't want to say he's wrong, but I don't want to say he made a reasonable decision. So I wasn't sure what you thought in that. But
that's for you, Doughboy?
Yeah. No, that was at Doughboy.
Yeah, no. I mean, I don't think he
right now
knew
you're
that.
saying he was wrong, but earlier it felt like what you were saying was like, I don't know, like you're kind of juggling, like.
I feel like the fact that the kid turned all the way around. I don't know if it's the cop's strobe light. I don't know what it is that went through that cop's brain. I think he was wrong at the end of the day. I think it was fucking really sad, and I think that's why I said there was like a oh shit moment. I think even the cop realized he fucked up. Like, so it's super fucking unfortunate. I just don't think that their job is as easy as everybody tries to make it out to be. Like, especially in those situations when you have a person with a gun and you don't know what their intention is with the gun. And I just think that these little small intricacies like are big. It doesn't make it right. It doesn't make it right at the end of the day. And like a 13-year-old kid, apparently didn't I hear something about this kid was with somebody else, and it's more than likely that this older person handed him the gun to run away with it. Yep. And it's just like the whole situation is so fucking shitty. I just wish that there was a different way to go about these things, man. It's really fucked. Maybe there should be some sort of new weaponry that's non-lethal. You know what I mean? That cops can have instead of a gun, and then maybe their whole motto should be non-lethal takedowns. You know what I mean?
Like what?
I don't know, man.
That's what he said. New technology.
Yo, for me,
there's a whole group of people that say there's no such thing as a non-lethal weapon. It's really lethal and less lethal is what they would argue.
Because at that point you're putting the cop's life in danger more now, right? Let's say you give him, let's say you give him a gun that's non-lethal, but everybody else that he's chasing or fighting against have lethal guns. Now,
I'm saying, let's say we're
talking future tech hypothetically.
Yeah, right? Let's say there was a gun, right? The gun of God, where you aim and shoot at a person and they're perfectly incapacitated every single time. It's the same aim as a real gun, except in this gun, if you hit, they just go and they'll fall on the ground and their hands are already cuffed. Like, wouldn't that be better outcomes, like every single time?
You talk about some fucking paralyzing darts.
I'm asking you to indulge my hypothetical. Like, is there such a weaponry that you could imagine that could be better than just shooting people like with a gun?
Yeah,
I think
Yeah.
Okay.
Trank
That's
darts
what he's
or
saying. He
some
said, "I
type of
wish
shit,
we could
but-
invent a new technology." That's what he said.
But it'll be
So
hard
you're
too,
asking
though.
him if he's fucking Thomas Edison or Benjamin Franklin, like he's gonna come up with the invention like that. That's a whole other thing.
I was just saying, like, it's like giving a cop less lethal things or lethal weapons versus people who don't give a fuck and we're gonna still rock these guns. Like, it's just rough because, like, what now? You're giving the cop the right to just shoot first and ask questions later. Now at this point, right? Like,
I'm
if
happy with that. If it means less people die,
If
like a trade off that, like, maybe
Yeah.
I shouldn't say I'm happy with it, but like maybe that's a trade off that we should indulge. It's
Maybe
maybe we should tase people more often.
Maybe it's
That'll
like
be super fucked up.
a rope gun that like wraps around the person, but also gives them a little bit of a shock.
Damn,
Can't
an
move
electric
around.
rope. That's like
You
a
know what I
Batman gun.
Like,
man's on the
something-
Wonder Woman shit.
I don't
I'm just
know.
saying, man. Batman deals a lot of people, and he don't kill. All right.
Nobody. He
well,
just
sometimes he
beats up.
kills.
Nah. Who is Batman kill?
Ben Affleck, Batman, didn't he kill somebody? Didn't
I
Bat?
think he killed like those elves or whatever.
He used some machine guns on his car, dude. Like he used some.
It was aggressive. Yeah, no. Ben Affleck didn't give a fuck. I think he was a jaded Batman. Like I think he's been fighting Gotham crime for 20 years. Crime's just climbing. Nothing's working. He's fed up with this.
Didn't Frank Miller's Batman kill people too? Those mutant people or whatever from the sewer.
Yeah. People.
Batman's killed a few times. What about the killing joke? Like it's hinted at that Batman might have strangled Joker at the end of that comic.
Joker fucking deserves it. I'd be pissed off at this nigga too, man.
Especially in Killing Joke, man. Killing Joke is rough.
Yeah. He turns Gordon bad.
Yeah.
It was like Gordon's like the paragon of good. So.
Well, in lighter news,
well, hold on, wait, Tony.
What?
I kind of cut off your line of questioning. You were asking Doey. Oh, so you think this is wrong? I don't know where you're gonna go with that.
Unless I lost your head completely.
Yeah. Thanks.
I'm a piece of shit. I ruined the podcast. And there's an alternate universe where we have now millions of subscribers based off that line of questioning, and I've ruined everything.
Yeah, well, I guess that's the last episode ever, guys. Thank you for tuning into the one up.
Sync it now.
Yeah, I totally forgot what I was asking. You derailed my whole shit.
Wow.
And
putting
lighter
putting the blame on somebody else.
I'll take that out. I think Tony should remember what you're gonna say. You know, he's a big boy. You know, but
there we go.
What's this lighter note? I want to be happier.
Let's move in happiness.
That's not to downplay the gravity of what occurred.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no. Super fucked up.
What's on your shirt, Tony?
Just a Boba
Looks
Fett.
like a whale.
I like it. Boba.
Can you like kind of pop your...
There we go. Nice.
Is that a bloodied Boba Fett?
Ooh.
Man went through hell.
Damn.
The maroon. I love the maroon.
Who hasn't watched The Mandalorian? That's my third. I
have not.
What the fuck? You didn't watch Mandalorian?
Yeah, I watched the last episode. And that's it. I watched like the 5 minutes of the last episode, and I saw the leak. Yeah,
I saw the leak. Fuck?
Yeah, I saw the leak.
This is a new segment in this one right now.
Let's move on. Let's skip the judging though portion of this. All right. Let's just move on.
So my lighter topic: concerts. Have you guys ever been to a concert?
Never.
And no.
No,
you never been to one.
What do people do at concerts?
I don't know. I think they try some of the free beer and the food that's there, right?
Damn,
free.
Yeah.
Free beer and food.
What concerts are you into with free beer and food?
Free?
Free 99.
Nah, fuck that. Concerts and sporting events have the and movie theaters have the most overpriced fucking food I've ever eaten.
Like the last concert I can remember I've been to was with I think it was Snoop Dogg and Wiz Khalifa. That shit was pretty fucking fire.
That's true. That must have just smelled like weed. Just the entire.
Everybody was smoking there. That shit was. No one was angry. Everyone was happy.
You know, I've never been to a hip hop concert, not once.
I saw Wu-Tang Clan once. They were kind of disappointing, actually. Really? Kind of disappointing. I think it was the venue, but also, man, like those guys are old. They just don't have the energy that they used to have when they.
I was gonna say when you were born, Wu-Tang Clan was famous. Probably like it's like I don't know, man. Like it's like Wu-Tang shows kind of.
Have you ever listened to any of the 50 Cent's concerts? It's the worst shit you've ever heard. Like it's like terrible.
Really?
50 Cent has a very terrible performing voice. Yeah.
Huh.
One of the
kind of slurred. He got shot in the face, so I think that might add to it.
One of the most
he talks like he goes like I think I'd imagine that to when he's recording in the studio, like he's got to try extra hard to make his music sound right, because I mean the dude got shot in the face, in the mouth, like where you talk from, he got shot right
shit
there.
Wired up too. His shit, his jaw was wired. Like I do think though,
Kanye got a wire in his jaw.
Lauryn Hill was probably
that wire up
the worst.
Yeah, that motherfucker need to shut up.
You saw Lauryn Hill recently?
Yeah, I think she was the worst.
No way.
Oh my god!
I would never go to a Lauryn Hill concert.
All right, here's a concert story. Okay,
really bad things about Lauryn Hill.
Here's a concert story.
Trash.
It's horrible, right? We bought tickets to go see Lauryn Hill and was it Nas? Oh my god, Nas is one of my all-time favorite.
I enjoyed that shit.
My grandmother died that weekend.
Oh no!
Yeah, it was terrible, right?
That was bad.
So Tony was like, "Damn, y'all really not going to the concert?" I'm like, "Come on, man! I gotta go to a funeral."
That's a little beast. Y'all
niggas
was going. Y'all all wanted to go.
So I also just to add a little extra.
This nigga adding that.
My family, we're a big family. We've had many deaths, and not to say that. My grandmother passing was not like, anything big, but, my families are very big on just keep shit running normal. And maybe that's the best way for us to function. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to lie. I asked my brother, I was like, damn, we should probably just go to just have some drinks and just like kind of, try to like, be good kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And my brother was like, damn, bro, we going to a funeral in the morning and a concert at night, like that. And it was like, man, people are gonna think we're crazy. And like that was and then it's like, man, because of people. Like that's why we didn't do something, Something about that doesn't feel right. And so yeah, Tony wasn't a piece of shit. Not totally. But he definitely said, yeah, really not gonna go to that concert. And it was shitty because it was like it was Tony and his soon-to-be baby mama, and me and my wife, my cousin and his wife, my brother and his wife. It was a whole gang of us ready to go. We all got the same grandmother, so you already know. Just shut the whole shit down. Tony went to one of the all-time worst performers in the world.
Lauryn Hill's, not Nas. Nas shit was fire.
Yeah.
Lauryn Hill's shit was trash. She was mad late.
She a drug addict.
She was mad late. Fuck out of here, bitch. I don't care what you got going on, bitch.
Damn,
I pay for this concert. You're doing a concert.
Let's tone the bit. Dowie already called the woman a bitch today. Well, we need the bitches are flying a little too loose.
Nah, fuck that. Don't take that sorry, Doughboy. Fuck that. That bitch deserved to be called a bitch for smoking.
Sorry.
Him giving out sorries. If she's smoking in an enclosed environment, fuck out of here.
Wow, so you're saying if someone is doing something wrong, it's okay to call them a slur? Is what you're saying?
Yeah. If you're being a fucking idiot, yeah.
I don't think you agree with that argument.
Whoa, that's an extreme position.
I
don't think you thought that one through.
That's a hot take.
I baited it. I'll take that L for Tony.
That's one of the spiciest takes I've ever heard.
Fuck. If you're doing something so stupid like smoking in a fucking spot where you're not supposed to
call someone an N-word, like they deserve it?
No, what? That's racist. I'm saying like if a motherfucker.
Oh, he can't even see the parallel. There's two lines here running side by side. They'll never collide.
There's a difference.
Parallel lines. We learned this some great math.
Dropping the hard N-bombs to versus bitch, because you can call a bitch anything. You can call a man a bitch. You can call any sex, any gender, any identification. You can call them a bitch. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, but it all
dropping
stems from a woman.
Is a racist.
And when you call a man a bitch, you're saying that they're acting womanly, which is viewed as weak.
No, I don't.
100%.
It's 100% misogyny.
100%. Come on, bro.
Then dick. What do you want me to say? If the person is doing something,
don't tell me. I don't know what I want you to say. I just want you to not call women bitches.
I regret.
Doughboy
I
actually
regret
called her
my.
a bitch. I did.
I regret
I'm
my
just saying.
statement. Always, but I guess always in hindsight, you're gonna look at things differently and like wish you would have behaved more appropriately.
You
In
reacted.
Doey's
When
defense,
Doey told us the
in
story
Doey's
earlier,
defense, okay, in Doey's defense, because he told me the story prior to that he left it out, right? The woman asked him to call her a bitch, okay?
Yes.
And I still, I wouldn't want to do it for whatever reasons, but I will add that.
I was telling her, it's like, yo, my nigga, you're bugging. Cause she sat next to me and lit a cigarette up. And I like the audacity. I looked at her and I'm like, yo. I was like, yo, bro, you cut that out? Like, yo, this is not the place. She looks at me dead in my face and says, I'm having a bad day. So I guess now you're having a bad day. I was like, that's not the answer to this. I was like, no, this is not.
This is not a response to my inquiry. The
say?
proper response is you kill that cigarette.
And I'm like, my nigga, what type of time are you on? I said, you are bugging. I was like, are you in a train full of people? Nobody here wants you smoking. And that's when I got like the people rowdy, and one of the people across from me was just staring at her, and the girl was like, and I don't care if you looking at me like that either. she was like obviously not in the right state, and I should have right then and there should have moved to the next car.
Nah, you should have grabbed that fucking cigarette out of her fucking mouth and flung that shit.
And then I could have possibly gotten into an altercation with her and her homeboy. And them niggas, and they could have had something on them, knives, whatever. And they could have got a clean $150 across my cheek, and I'm not willing to take that risk. Over a cigarette on the train.
Tony is riled up right now because Pucho called him out on calling a woman.
Tony doesn't like to be. Tony doesn't like to be wrong.
The righteous way is not the best way at all times. I don't give a fuck. If a bitch want to act like a bitch, if a dude want to act like a dick, I'm sorry. I'm calling you a dick. That's it.
So how?
But not the
fuck out of here. Where we always got to be right all the time. We always got to play this ball where we got to be correct. We got to do things.
Is it okay to call someone a slur?
No, it's not. But if you're fucking
we agree.
out of nowhere, I'm not gonna like you're just sitting there, Pooch. I'm gonna be like, yo, you acting like a little dick. No, for what? You didn't. There's no call for that. But
no.
You're doing something.
You said I'm not doing nothing. I said, is it okay to call someone a slur?
If you're not, no, it's not.
In a bad way.
So
you just added that. You just added that. If they're acting in a bad way,
no.
Wait,
this was the original question that you said yes to.
Hey, pause real quick, Tony. You're gonna make this audio real hard to edit if you keep just yelling and talking over everyone. Just to break the fourth wall here.
I'll be cutting me off 100 times.
Let's make believe like this never happened, and
you're doing it right now.
Tony, just let's stop just calling women bitches. All right, let's just keep that to a
I wasn't even saying. Women.
Lauren Hill's a piece of shit for a lot of different reasons. Okay,
I'm just saying.
I just want to finish the story before we go. All right. So why I called this girl the B word is because I kept calling her a nigga, and she's obviously a young woman, and she was like lesbian, whatever she was, however she identified. I kept calling. I'll tell you something. You bugging, my nigga. You bugging. And she's like, I'm not a nigga. I'm a bitch. And then I'm like, okay then, bitch, you're bugging. And then when the conductor came out, I called her, pointed at her, and I said, this bitch right here. So it was
she wanted you to call her that. That's different.
Yeah, she asked me to reference her in the right. So I guess I did. But in hindsight, man, I don't want to have to argue with anybody on the train station. I'm just going to get the fuck onto the next train and not have to deal with somebody's bad day.
No, I think that's wrong. That's also wrong.
Being cordial with people is wrong?
Yeah, because you to go back a couple pods ago, you were not being cordial when Buddy didn't have a mask on in Publix. You didn't mind your business. You didn't keep it moving. You said something.
He didn't grab a mask and slap it on his face or anything, though.
No, I'm just saying.
I had harsh words. You didn't have to say shit. Man,
yeah, you didn't have to say shit.
What?
You didn't have to say anything.
Actually, I did for the safety of me and my family because he was getting close to me and he potentially could have been sick. So I think I had all right to be as harsh as I wanted to be. What I wouldn't have had right to is to call him any slurs
or slap
him. I'm saying,
or slap him or something like that.
No, physical.
All right, maybe that's what we did, okay? Because I think in that moment, I think it would have been completely appropriate.
I think
if he, a mask to his face. Okay?
I think if he was in your face, like coughing or something, like
No. Yeah, the situation in that moment was he was coming towards me with full intention of getting very close to me, and I told him to back up, and then he backed up, and I did tell him, yo, you need to back the fuck up, and he was taken aback by my language, because I guess he thinks we're not in a pandemic and you could stand close to people, and based off of what he said afterwards, he was like, well, I'm healthy, you look healthy. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. You better stay back.
Like, so secondhand smoking is not bad?
100%. Terrible.
Who's saying, who?
No, because that was your rhyme of reason. Your rhyme of reason was to say something because of a mask. What you're trying to say is that
if someone does something bad, I can call them a slur. Nope. That's where we disagree. Yes.
That wasn't my point right now. You're off the point right now. My point right now was you didn't mind your business. Doughboy said he should have minded his business and just gone to another car.
Who started talking about business?
I did when I brought it up.
Why? Why'd you bring it up?
Because I brought it up because Doughboy said I should have minded my business and walked away. I said, no, you don't have to do that. And then I brought it back to where you didn't mind your business.
I'm not saying Doughboy should have minded his business.
No, all I said was why I brought it up because y'all were saying that I'm bugging out. Like we don't need to be.
You're arguing like three different arguments, and two of them are against yourself right now.
I already deaded one. I deaded one argument, and I went to another.
All I said was let's try to stop calling women bitches. That was my whole thing. We got a whole 15-minute. We got a whole 15-minute. Spiel on this. That's all I'm saying.
Also, 100%. I want to limit
my brother. I got a daughter.
I want to limit my word of the N, like limit my use of the N word going forward, even from this episode forward. I would like to not say it as much because I know that that's an issue as well, which I think is going to be a good topic for another episode.
100%. That's going to be something I think it's worth talking about.
To give some context, I grew up saying the N word all day. In my common language, I still say it every single day. But I make an effort when I hop on here to record not to talk like that. The same way I code switch when I go into work, I try to come a little more correct. Like, just because I know that for some people that they might not have my same upbringing, they might not grow up in the same area as me and things like that. They might view certain things from certain people, or even just at all. Like I grew up with some people that was just like, yo, like, I don't like that word coming from nobody type of shit. And you try to be respectful. You know what I'm saying? It's hard. It's difficult to just code switch when you're not in an environment where there's repercussions. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I go to work, you say certain words, like people are going to look at you different, whether that may be right or wrong. But like I said, like Doey said, that's a conversation that for another time. But
we are time capsules that are trying to be better.
Yeah.
Trying to one up ourselves every day, right?
Yeah. So quickly, what happened with Lauryn Hill? What was her excuse? Did she finally get on stage? Did she eventually get on stage?
Yeah, she got on like 30 minutes late. Nas done finished his whole shit, and then she got on.
Nas and then good?
No, Nas was great. Nas shit was fire.
Did he perform any of like the classics? Anything good?
Yeah, memorable? He performed the classics. Yeah, he performed "If I Ruled the World." What's the
one of my favorites?
One Mic. It was a while ago, dude. Fuck. It's mostly like his like his top songs he was playing, and then of course with Lauryn Hill, like he mixed in his. They had like this weird like live band playing at the same time when Lauryn Hill was on. So when he came on, that's just it sounded a lot better. Like when him coming on once Lauryn Hill finally showed up and they were kind of like going back and forth. It was all right. But, her performance-wise, she was and she was late. So it was just...
Historically, she's a horrible performer. Everybody that I've ever known that has gone to a Lauryn Hill concert, they say it was shit. Which is a shame because you listen to her songs and her tracks and all that shit. And she's an amazing singer. Her music is awesome. The bar, like, her music there is all good. Unfortunately, she be drugged out. She be getting stupid drunk, stupid high. Tony's saying 30 minutes late. I know people that have gone to these concerts been 2 hours late. Like, just waiting for Lauryn Hill to come on stage. Dude. And fuck Nas, man. That's some piece of shit. He's a headliner. Why he gonna tour with this woman? She's fucking shitty at her job. Like, she coming through doing a horrible job. Every show, people got a bad story to tell when they go to a Nas concert because he wants to tour with Lauryn Hill.
Maybe he's
like, I understand that's the homie, but come on.
Maybe he's trying to give the homie a chance to like redeem herself, basically.
It's been like 20 years. It's 2021. Lauryn Hill was famous in the midnight. She's got 25 years to string her act out, all right?
We should have had him on for our forgiveness episode so he could have explained his thought process.
Man. No, I love
that would be nice. I have a phone. Yo, let me call Nas real quick. Yo, Nas, what were you thinking? We'll get so many views if we have like a famous person on the thing.
That's why Nori shit gotta be fired, because he probably got a bunch of connects.
No,
that's the goal. All right, I've been sipping. I'm all right. Here it is, yo. I want to be on Drink Champs. All right, holla at me. Holla at your boy. All right, your boy from Southside Jamaica, Queens, like your boy 50. Out here sipping on Drink Champs. I'll match anybody's energy. Holla at you.
So I had this concert that we went to one time for this band out of I think they were out of Brooklyn in New York. They were definitely a New York band, and they were just like this 2-piece rock and roll band. Just like awesome, like indie, dirty, like rock and roll.
This band called
White
Stripes.
Kinda, yeah. They were called this band called the Gay Blades. I've got a sticker of theirs somewhere on this guitar.
You said the Gay Blades.
The Gay Blades. But we went to this show, and it was like a Wednesday night show, and it was like one of the only times they ever toured through Texas. And it was me and my buddy Donald that went there, and we showed up at this bar that they were playing at, and there were like 3 other people there. There were like 3 other people there for the show, and then we were sitting there like, ordering some Fireball shots at the Lone Star or something. And we look across the bar, and it's these fucking guys that we paid like $20 to come and see. So we went over and started talking with them, and next thing you know,
bartending?
No, they're just sitting at the bar.
Oh, they're down the bar.
And so we go and like talk to them, and next thing you know, we're just doing shots with these guys and just having beers with them for like 2 hours before they finally go on. We were shit faced. I don't know how the fuck these two like went on and actually like performed and played and whatnot. But I remember there was a part of the conversation where I was talking about like one of their singles they had just released. And they had just like hired like a keyboard player for like one of their albums or something. And I was like, your keyboard player, like he was just, I don't know how I feel about him. Like his voice is a little bit tinny on that last song, because this is the kind of thing you say to a band you like when you're 20 shots in or whatever, like some ridiculous amount of drinks in. And I remember the lead singer, like he looked at me. What's his name? Dean something, I think. He looks at me. He's like, yeah. He's like, that's fair. He's like, but that was me that was tinny on that track. he's like, I had a cold or something that day, and my singing was off. And I was like, well, shit. He's like, yeah, but fuck you too. And then he bought us another round of shots, and we drank some more. Very chill
That's
band.
awesome.
Very chill band. One of the drunkest shows I've ever been to. We ended up on the stage at the end of the night. It's like, seriously, there were like 5 people total there to see that band. I could see why they very rarely came through Austin. But
you remember the one vision that I have of that blackout blackout drunk night that we had together? Uh-huh. Me and you hopped up on the stage and started dancing, and then everybody left the stage.
It wasn't just me and you. It was everyone that we were pub crawling with that night. Adam was just talking about the other night, like you crip walking on stage or whatever.
Oh my god,
that is bugged out. I'm surprised I didn't get tackled by security. That shit's fucking
no, because there was a bunch of people on the stage, and then a vague memory I have is like me and Mateo jumping up on the stage and just like dance,
just bugging.
That's wild.
And everybody scrammed from whatever. Everybody was like, "Who the fuck are these guys?" Yo, it was hilarious. Pucho, do you remember that time that Buckethead got late to the concert that we were at?
So, not only would I say yes to, of course I remember, But I had the displeasure of going to yet a second Buckethead concert, and I don't think he got late to our concert. I think he is just late. Like that's part of the attraction.
You remember the Mick Jagger documentary they forced us
Oh my god.
What?
That was horrible.
What?
Dude, so I'm not gonna lie. Tony sounds a little whiny. He's like, she was 30 minutes late. I'm like, 30 minutes? That's almost customary in any fucking concert I've ever been in my entire life.
Word.
No, all honesty, bro. All honesty. When I'm telling you that me and Dowie went to a show where one man was supposed to play, and we waited for hours watching a Mick Jagger documentary on the stage. It was horrible. He was doing this little thing, no shirt. The dude is fucking ripped. Jack Diesel abs and all that, doing his little shimmies and all that bullshit. And then some other guy got on stage. The guy was not on the ticket. Okay. It was the one man band, the one dude, that one guy.
That's
something
fucking
like that.
terrible.
I don't know.
They must have got him off of Fort Lauderdale, like the downtown area, and brought him.
That guy was impressive.
He was right next to the dude playing the trash cans or whatever.
I don't remember what his name is. He's the one guy, the one man band, that one guy, the one dude, that one dude, some shit like that.
Some app
To that effect.
like that.
He had this weird fucking contraption. It was fucking weird. And he was like playing the bass guitar. He was playing the drums, like percussions, and like it was some contraption where he was able to play like, 4 different instruments at once. I can't even describe it. And he was singing the whole time. Music, terrible. Wasn't for me. But I give it to the man. I couldn't do it. He's a very talented guy.
I don't know
More
why.
power to the guy. Hopefully the man is swimming in money in some capacity, or he's, show to show, he's able to make a living for himself. Happy for the guy. But it was not what I was there for. And it was not billed that anybody else would be there. And this is my first concert. So I was like, yo, we're going to go see Buckethead. And
wait, first concert ever?
First concert ever.
Oh, shit.
Because I grew up a very poor kid.
Yeah, that was my first concert ever as well.
That's terrible.
And hip hop has been my longest running music genre. I've never been to a hip hop show. It was just shocking.
I went to Michael Jackson Jackson 5 concert. Yeah, I went out, but the day before September 11th. So that memory always overshadows the one before it. Whoa. It was September 10th.
You saw the Jackson 5?
On September 10th, 2001. The next day, the 9/11 happened. And I got to meet Macaulay Culkin. I got to meet Chris Tucker.
Was there? Wow.
Yeah, Macaulay Culkin was there. Chris Tucker was there. Because Chris Tucker, the Rush Hour movie came out recently. And you know how Chris Tucker at the end of the movie always did like some Michael Jackson shit. He came out on stage and they had like their little back and forth. It was really cool.
And you actually met him after that?
I met Chris Tucker, and because there's a lady that lives in the building that I live in right now. To this day, she did costume work for Michael Jackson, Mel Gibson. You remember The Patriot? She did the Patriot movie, all the costume work for that movie. She did a lot of costume work for Michael Jackson. She gave us backstage tickets.
There's a revenge movie right there. The Patriot, that's a revenge movie.
Yeah, 100%. I love that movie.
It's a good ass movie.
It's goofy. Yeah. It's very goofy, but it is.
But
it's
we can't like Mel Gibson anymore, man.
Yo, The Passion of the Christ is one of the most.
People don't like Mel Gibson no more. He came out saying a lot of racist things about people, and then I think
when was this
again?
Did you not? Man. What?
I must have missed this.
Must have been like 2000. He's canceled zero. He was the first guy who ever got canceled, and he was effectively fucking canceled. He came out talking.
He said
it was him or Cosmo Kramer. It was that same era. They both got canceled. Yeah.
He said a bunch of like slurs against Jewish people. He said he left this angry voicemail for his ex-wife where he said, "I hope you get raped by a pack of N-words." Like it was a whole thing. Like it was some. It wasn't like some like ooh That could have been some racist shit. It was some straight up racist shit.
Yeah, it was also anti-Semitic. It was racist and misogynistic.
I can't believe I didn't see this.
I think there were two incidents. I think there was one with a cop where he was he was mid DWI arrest and he said some racist shit.
Yep.
And then he left this series of racist voicemails to like one of his ex-wives or something like that. Like,
yeah, bro. Not only does it sound very racist, very anti-Semitic, but you can tell there's clear mental illness. Like this guy is not all there. Like he's out of here crazy.
Is that an excuse to be racist?
No, but you can tell that there's something wrong with this person, like mentally.
So I would say, yeah, it's an excuse to be racist.
I did not know that he did that. That's fucking wild. I was wondering why he doesn't come out with any movies. Now I guess I know why. Now.
He's starting to become uncanceled again.
Yeah, because it's been over 10 years.
Oh, a while ago now. He dropped the Get the Gringo, and then he dropped a couple other things. And I think his movie won an Oscar. He dropped something. But anyways, Tony, I don't think you heard me. I say, yeah, I would think that mental illness is somewhat of an excuse to be racist, yeah. Because it's something that someone doesn't have control over. And not say racist in particular, but just any number of things. Like, an excuse doesn't mean that there's no repercussions for it, right? Like if a mentally ill person goes and like kills someone or rapes someone, it's like those are indications that maybe that mentally ill person is too far gone and we need to remove them from society, maybe keep them locked away in some type of situation where they could, live somewhat of a decent life while maintaining safety in the public and stuff like that. But I don't know. I don't think that guy was mentally. I think it was just a racist. So I'll give him no excuses. No. He ain't getting out of that. Jesus, two different instances, and yeah.
I thought you was hitting me with that little boy with the no. Remember the little meme?
I think that I could. No, that's ableist, man. That guy has a stutter. Kid has a stutter.
I thought that's what you was doing. I'm like, yo, is this man all right? Just like no.
I'm getting my thoughts together. I've had a couple of drinks. You know what I'm saying? Don't bring me down, man.
Do you remember?
I'm on the road to Drink Champs right now, right? So I only want to hear
from mutiny to leaving. That's crazy.
What's up?
So, anyways, what I was saying was that one guy, the one dude, the one man band, that guy, he came on, put on a impressive but not entertaining at all show. And then after his set, we waited like a whole other hour.
They put
more fucking Mick Jagger. The Mick Jagger Lagger is what we started saying. She was horrible. And then Buckethead came out and he played a kick-ass show.
Yo, the loudest sound system I've ever heard in my life. My ears were cooked. Like done. After that, I had a headache like never before.
Yeah. I remember afterwards, it felt like I had water trapped in my ear.
That's disgusting.
I wasn't swimming, so there was no water. My ears are just fucked. You know what else is sad is that your ears only have one life. You know what I'm saying? As they degrade, they're degraded. Like that one experience has lowered the ability to hear permanently. Like we've lost that level of hearing that we had walking into that show. He's destroyed it. And he did it to me twice. Not only did he did it to me twice, but I went to a concert with Everett where he again just didn't feel like showing up at all. And we, grand total, maybe 4 hours of waiting for this guy, not including a whole 2 concerts, a whole 2 shows of people playing instruments that were not billed. They were not on the docket for that evening. We went to a Buckethead concert and we saw a number of different, people playing live concerts. Yo, my feet were fucking destroyed. That was one of the worst nights of my entire life. Of just, I've been to plenty of shows. I'm not one of those. I hate concerts with seats. I don't like them.
Yep.
They don't feel right to me. It's like the energy ain't right. Confining me to a seat ain't right. It don't let me be the person I want to be when I'm enjoying the show. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But goddamn, I wanted a seat. Okay, my feet were cooked. I mean, completely destroyed. I remember when me and Ever got back to the crib, we were like, "Yo, what the fuck?" And that's it. That was my experience. Never again, yo. I don't care. Buckhead could cure cancer and all that. I love the guy. He's got good music. The guy's a fucking weirdo. He's got good music. I'll never go to his live concert ever again. I don't care what he ever does. I don't care if it comes with promises or anything like that. I have no intention.
No thanks. He put his guitar in my ear and fucked me with it like a cock.
Remember that scene from Scary Movie where a literal cock went into one of the Wayans brothers' ears and it fucked up his hearing? That's what happened to both of us. Except we did it twice. We got 2 years.
Guitars are very phallic shaped. So, like, I guess that's fair. You remember Prince? Like, I remember Prince doing a solo one time, and he straight up held that guitar out of his crotch like it was like he was just playing his dick.
Damn,
he probably was.
I think it's when he was going by the artist, like the artist formerly known as Prince. I think his guitar was shaped like his little symbol that he had for a while.
That's fucking beast.
Okay.
I have a good one. Me, my brother, Justin, Tinker. And I think it was Jesus. We went to go see Lupe Fiasco in Webster Hall. And this was around the time where he was, I think, the album that was, I don't know if it got released yet or it was soon to be released. I think it was released already. It was called Lasers. Very controversial because like the record label didn't want to release it. So there was a lot of tension inside like the Webster Hall when like with the people that were there for him. The one thing I will say about Lupe Fiasco, one of the clearest, the best voices I've ever heard performing. Like he did this one song where he's like, "I'm from the city, best city in the West City." I heard every word he said. I was so impressed by that. Like 5 out of 5 concert for that. There was a moment there where we were waiting for so long that our feet were hurting. So when we got in the venue, we found this little area that had like these speakers stacked up. So we sat on top of the speakers. But we noticed when people were leaving, other people were trying to like dominate the speaker area. So we had to use the bathroom and we didn't want to have to like travel where the bathroom was. We started pissing in the corner.
No.
Oh my God.
No.
Though you have a problem with pissing in public
but
places,
it wasn't just
bro.
Listen, it wasn't just me, okay?
There was a group of you.
It wasn't just me, right?
But once the gates of hell were unleashed, were you the greatest offender?
So then somewhere in between us pissing in this
someone
corner,
took a shit?
No, somebody left their stuff in that corner. And I ended up almost basically pissing on top of their stuff, and I felt really bad. Almost got into a real big situation there, but like, thank God he was pussy and he didn't do anything.
Jeez,
thank God. We would have been a big fight if he wasn't.
We went from bitch.
All right. Maybe he was sensible. Thank God he was a sensible person and he didn't want to like.
And it wasn't me, boys.
And he didn't want to like.
You could just say like he just was afraid to fight, or
he didn't want to
willing to stand up for himself, and
that's beast. You piss on somebody's purse, I would swing at you. That's beast. Wait, why would she leave her purse there at the side?
If it helps, they left their stuff in a piss-drenched area. So.
No, but why would she? Why would they leave
and then they got pissed on?
I don't know.
Why would they leave this stuff there?
I think that the assumption would be that a random corner in a venue is not going to be filled with piss. That would be my personal take.
Mateo, are you going to leave your wallet in a random corner though?
I don't. Was the wallet in there? Or was it like their backpack?
It was like
a purse. I would assume
a backpack or some bullshit there.
It could. Like me personally, no. Like I'm not gonna leave my shit there. But like I get the urge to like stash. Like you ever bought like a record or something at a concert and like right at the beginning, and then you're like, well, the fuck do I do with this record that I just bought? That I have to carry around this LP now the entire time that I'm trying to dance or like move to this music.
I am curious though. During these concerts, did you ever go to the bathroom in the middle of the concert?
Yeah, I went to the bathroom once because,
Damn, I
like,
would be
believe it or
mad to
not,
do that.
pissing while you're in a crowd of like 1,000 people isn't as easy as you think it is.
Why would you want to piss in a crowd of people?
I'm just saying, in the corner while there's 1,000 people behind you.
Okay, I thought you meant like actually you're in the crowd, just like peeing between people's legs.
Could you imagine? Could you
Oh my God,
imagine
what
a
is
mosh
that?
pit and someone whips their dick out and start pissing as they're moshing?
But that's like an uncontrollable water hose. Like he can't control it.
Oh no,
He's
no!
pissing on everybody.
I got the trick. You get your beer right, and you start whiling with it, and just like dancing and shaking beer everywhere, and then you pee at the same time. People won't even know that you're
don't
peeing
know.
all over them. They'll just think
How
it's
do you
beer.
know? How do you know what it is?
This
Is
is
it
terrible.
beer?
Nah.
This is terrible advice. But the disclaimer up: this is not real advice.
That's a fight in my hood.
Okay. Second story for me. I got to go see Playboy Cardi literally like before he like exploded into a huge artist, and like
I do want to say what you said about Lupe Fiasco actually makes me want to go to a hip hop concert. Historically, I've seen hip hop concerts on YouTube and recordings of them and things like that, and they are some of the most unimpressive things I've ever seen. 99% of the hip hop shows, they just play the music and then they recite lyrics, and then the PA or whatever they got, the setup ain't right, so their voice is just bass the fuck out, is drowned out, and you can't hear words. And I'm like, why do I want to go somewhere and hear someone recite lyrics when it's worse than the record, you know?
I saw Lil Wayne once, and I couldn't understand a single fucking thing that man said.
Yeah. Meanwhile, when you go to these rock concerts, and I'm not saying like all rock concerts, but for me, my favorite bands, historically and even to this moment, Circus Survive and Cody and Cambria, they put on pretty good shows. And to me, like it's fun to hear like a Jay-Z concert I'd go to if you could ever get a ticket, right? Because the man he comes with a full band. You know, they got a full band playing all the instruments, and then he's rapping on top of that. And then hopefully you can hear the lyrics, but at least you're experiencing a band, like a group like the Roots and shit. They're a full band. So like those things, that's very cool to me. It's like a band, you know. To me, I like bands. I'm not like a rock guy necessarily. I'm a hip hop kid, like, but it's what I'm drawn to music, and from a live music perspective, it just seems that these rock groups are more about producing music on stage, and that's why I've never been to a hip hop show. But you saying, "Yo, I went to a Lupe concert and it was a clarity beyond God. I heard every single word." That shit sounds interesting to me. And then if you mix that in with someone like Nas or Jigga, that they're gonna go and they're gonna get a band and they're gonna produce either the exact thing you hear in an album or some alternative of, but you know, it's live music. I don't know. I'm into that. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways,
I did see Gambino once, and he was awesome.
Ooh,
he was clear.
Really?
He was involved. He was running around the stage. He jumped in the crowd at one point, like just like stage dive. They put him down. The crowd made like a circle around him. Like it was awesome. I saw him at ACL Fest, and it was one of the best times. Waiting for him was miserable because we showed up. We showed up like 2 hours early because it's ACL Fest. There's all these stages and they have like these staggered schedules. So we showed up like for the band that was playing before him, like 2 hours before. And they were shitty. We didn't even care about that band. We showed up early so we could just steal a spot. And then like we ran out of water. We only had beer. We were dehydrated.
And you didn't want to leave
outside. The second, like everyone else had the same idea as us. So we were packed in like so much body heat. We thought we were going to die. We thought we were going to die waiting for Gambino to come on.
Holy shit. Yo, Childish Gambino is an amazing artist. Like, I love him a lot. Because he not only
good actor too.
He's like a savant. Like he just whatever he does, he's just really good at it. He has comedy specials.
I don't think he's that funny though. He's funny.
Yeah, I mean that's what you say, but then you like the shows that he writes.
The comedian, he's a director, he's an actor, he's he's all over the place.
He's a musician, he's a producer.
He's a triple threat.
Quadruple scripts.
Oh, he has done scripts, right?
Yeah, Atlanta is his show, right?
I feel like he's the
fucking show.
Jack of all trades.
Paperboy, I'm all about my paper, boy. Damn, y'all gotta watch Atlanta. That show's fire.
I need to check it out.
It's good.
It's been on my list for forever, but
It's like slice of life, but there's a little bit of like, it's like if you grew up in the hood, there's so much to relate to in this story. And then especially for like Tony, you grew up like you really relate to the Southern shit. There's more to relate to, you know what I'm saying? And then it's just straight up funny. There's a lot of good scenes that are just straight up funny.
So we're definitely gonna have to come back to this concert conversation, right? Because I don't think Tony even got to tell about any of his concert experiences.
Yeah, he talked about Lauryn Hill's late ass. He's some derogatory.
I mean, there was one more.
I do want to hear Doey finish at least this story that you say you saw Playboy Carti before he blew up.
Before he blew up, like literally around the time his self-titled album came out. That's the one with all the woodwind stuff that you listen to. With Pierre
Doey made me listen to that album. I listened to Playboy Carti for the first time like 4 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
Other than his little shoulder song, whatever that one was, something like that. No. No, I'm thinking of the wrong guy.
I know Uzi.
He's thinking of little Uzi.
I'm thinking of Uzi Vert. You see, this is why I can't keep up with these new kids, man. I'm a boom bapper, okay? I know the words. I know the beats. All this new shit, they sound the same to me. Yo, that wasn't even a joke. I thought, all right, okay, the woodwind man is the producer. I remember you telling me.
Yeah,
I'm gonna cut out that embarrassment.
Pierre Bourne is the producer. But like around that time, Cardi and Uzi had a lot of songs. They were supposed to have like an album out around that time that never came to fruition. But anyways, probably one of the most energetic concerts I've ever been to. There was maybe like a little more than 1,000 people. It was a big venue, so maybe half of the venue was filled. So we were right up front center. It was amazing energy, bro. Like Cardi really makes good concert music, and he makes really good mosh pit music, and he makes really like high energy songs that just like one of the most unforgettable concert experiences I've ever had. The best part about it was that if you go see Cardi now, you're going to see him with 50,000 people, and you're going to have to sit in the back and stuff like that. Like I got to see him like up front, like it was
50,000 fans or 50,000 people on stage.
No, like 50,000 people. Like usually when he plays at big venues and festivals and stuff like that. And I feel like the venue I got to see him in was very like
a rock concert.
Yeah, it was very
like 1,000 people tops. Like,
intimate.
Yeah, that shit's fire.
It's intimate. Like it was like a very cool experience. Like I went with Rob, Jesus, Nita, me, maybe one more person that I'm maybe forgetting to name, but it's incredible. I have one more that I want to put in, but I feel like I keep pulling them out of my sleeve. It was the Drake concert with Nita. Incredible. Yo, Drake knows how to throw a fucking concert. He brought out...
There's some people that hate Drake.
It's corny.
A lot of people hate Drake.
He's super corny. I gotta agree. But in my opinion, if you go to a Drake concert, you're not gonna be disappointed. You're getting your money's worth.
That first mixtape was fire, yo.
Yeah.
I don't care what nobody say.
Yeah.
What was that, like 2008?
Yeah.
2007? That show
He brought out J. Cole, Dipset, Fat Joe, Remy Ma, and like some other people, bro. But it was like
I'm saying that's crazy.
It was a concert on that. In concerts. Like he brought another concert on top of his concert, and you got
before everybody blew up. He brought everybody. He brought Fat Joe before he blew up. J. Cole. I know, obviously. What the fuck? Drake wasn't fucking born.
But it was at Madison Square Garden. Yo, shout out to the Garden. One of the best fucking to do anything. If you ever go to Madison Square Garden, it's one of the best places in the world to me in New York to like experience something.
Is that where the famous basketball team plays at?
The most famous basketball team, the team that sells out every single game. That's what they play.
I'll just be
the National Basketball Association team. That's where they're from.
You would even
people
call
who
them
can't win a chip.
America's team.
You would call them America's basketball team for sure.
You see that right behind me? That's the only America's team. It's like,
what do you mean, the Cowboys
like,
who hated the true natives of the country?
Don't bring in no bullshit into the America's team.
I'm just saying.
I'm bringing bullshit to
people in
America.
I think Cowboys hated those.
There's
people.
a bunch of Cowboy fans out there that'll probably watch this podcast and tell you to go
that hate America because they hate the native people that are. Wow. But anyways, the true basketball team that we're talking about are the New York Knickerbockers. Okay.
Now, what do you mean true? They're not true.
They doing very well this year.
They're actually doing pretty decent. I wouldn't go so far as to say well, but they're making the playoffs. All right. So for us New York fans, we take what we could get. My dying dream. I say dying because I honestly believe that I'm gonna die before I see this. To see the New York Knicks win a championship. That shit makes me depressed. The finger roll makes me sad, and I hate Michael Jordan because those are 2 shots at a championship, and they're ruined.
The better team won.
That's what people would say.
Anyways, I think the concert. I've been. There's one concert, right? Going back to concerts again, like because I didn't get my story really, but I went to a concert for the first time to go see. What is their name? What is their name? Pooch, I went with you for in Orlando.
Oh wow, yeah, we went to go see Coheed and Cambria, and Dowie was there.
Yeah,
yo,
a dope show because a band that opened for them, Polyphia, they're popping right now.
Incredible, bro.
Yeah. So yeah, that was kind of cool. That was kind of like in the midst of Polyphia blowing up. They opened for Coheed. Coheed's my band. Polyphia, fire.
What's that Coheed song?
The homeboy Tim Henson. He's a motherfucking genius on the guitar. Okay.
But yeah,
I got to see Saves the Day, bro.
Oh yeah, Saves the Day. How are we gonna forget? Saves the Day is another. We went to go see Saves the Day and Coheed, and then Polyphia was like the middle. They opened for they were the show before Coheed. So it was just a good show. We got some Saves the Day with some nostalgia for us. Coheed was what I was going for. Polyphia is kind of the newcomers that coming into the game, and they're kind of taking over, man. They're very fucking popular. And as new kids, they're very active on the social medias and the YouTubes and the tweeters and things of that nature. And yeah, I mean they're blowing up, man. The kids are talented.
So that concert there was pretty dope. Seeing live music. Like I didn't really listen to Coheed and Cambria till that day. They had like a whole Coheed Cambria play through the whole trip to go there, but watching something live with like instruments is pretty dope. Like I wasn't a fan of them before, but when I left the concert, I started listening to their music. So, and you learn to appreciate music that way. But in the concert, my only discrepancy was people's body odor. Like, I don't understand what goes to people's head, right? You go to a concert with no deodorant, you're probably not wearing socks, I would assume, because just the smell. Somebody walked by, I think I walked by somebody, right? And I want to say, forgive me, I think he was a redneck because he had the camel cutoffs and this weird hat and dipping. He was dipping as well, tobacco. For some of you guys that don't know, it's like chewing tobacco. I walked by him and the strength of the 7 stinkiest homeless people you can ever imagine smacks me in the face. And I was like, I looked at him and I know he knew that I smelled him. And he just kept on going about his life. Walked past me. I was in the thing. I told these guys, yo, that man stank. Throughout the show, I kept smelling the same smell. I did not know where it was coming from. Something told me to turn around. This man's behind me with his hands up. I was tight because all that smell is now on me. And I'm jam-packed with all these people around me. So I know exactly, as soon as we left out of that concert, I already knew I had that man's smell on me, bro. And I don't know what it is. And it was just that concert. I've been to other concerts, but maybe because that was in an enclosed concert that his smelliness was even stronger. But bro, deodorant is a major key in life.
It's a major key.
Major key. Like if you're down not to shower, you just got out of the gym, you could put deodorant on to wipe yourself down with a towel and you'll be Gucci. Even flipping your shirt or changing it, you'll be straight. But this man's stink was so bad that I don't think I ever want to do another indoor concert.
Did you say flipping your shirt?
That you can flip it like
inside out.
Inside out. Flip it. Do whatever you want with a shirt, right?
I don't know that method works, but
that might work. That might work. I don't know. But I'm just saying deodorant or in a light pad with a towel.
I'm gonna have to tell you guys, the One Up podcast does not endorse this flipping your shirt method for getting rid of your stink.
Yeah.
No,
I'm
like
not with Tony. I want regular bathings and fucking deodorant.
No,
okay?
I do too.
I remember the exact person that Tony was talking about because I pushed this person away from me. Mm-hmm. The forearm tactic.
Give him a nice little.
Kept them back, and then I remember the stench was with me. It was on my arm for the whole concert. I was in Gainesville. We drove to Gainesville to watch the show. I drove home as fast as I could to take a shower because my arm had that fucking stank. A stank was on
man.
me.
Yeah,
the stank lived with me. It lived on me and it lived with Everett. Because I don't know if you remember, me, Tony, Everett, Brian, Doey, we were at this show, all big fucking dudes. Because you know what happens at shows, right? People try to muscle their way into different positionings, right? But picture us 5 dudes standing there. When people were trying to muscle their way through, one of us would scream, "Hold the wall!" And everybody would be like, and we would let no one through. People were like, "Come on, bro, you guys are assholes. Fuck you."
Yeah.
And we was like, nah, we're in our position. We're not going to get muscled out. And we kept our location except for those musky bastards.
They overtook
like
it.
Shit.
They overtook it.
It was bad.
I'm gonna tell you, I got a controversial opinion before we wrap this episode. You
Wow.
tall dudes, you 6'4" guys, stay the fuck back at the concert. You don't got to get right up on the stage to see a damn thing. So just stay back. Stop ruining my view.
Yeah, we were in the middle. We were in the middle.
I don't even think.
And namely in that group is Tony and Everett. They're the 6 foot plus crowd. I'm with you, Mateo. You know, we're in the 5'8" camp. Okay, These tall motherfuckers, Tony and Everett. Stay your ass home. Why you going to shows? Fucking it up for everybody. But let's keep holding that wall, baby. Let's keep holding that wall, Tony. Okay, yeah. I love you, man.
So whatever. So what did we learn today, boys? Short people problems.
Let's not call women the B word
or the P word.
Let's just stop making derogatory comments that involve people, you know. And if I say them, educate me. You know what I'm saying? I'm willing to grow. Don't cancel me. All right. From a different era, right? We talk different. That's all.
Trying to learn.
Trying to.
Yeah, don't shoot people, man. It's just fucked up. People trying to live. You're killing people.
How are they going to go to Buckethead shows and see that Mick Jagger documentary if you're shooting
Don't go to the Buckethead show.
Don't go to Lauryn Hill's concerts. Nah, stop adding Lauryn Hill to your concerts.
Yeah, don't add Lauryn
One
Hill.
up yourself. Don't one down yourself.
Or if you're going to keep doing it, come on our podcast and explain. Just tell us why.
Yeah, ether her. Send her home and never bring her back. Hit her with the ether. I don't want her around.
Hit her with that ether. Well, that's it for this episode on the One Up podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed, man. And like I said, every time we record, we want to thank you guys for listening and watching, giving us likes and subscribing. It's a real big push. We hit a milestone the other day too, and I just want to say thank you guys for liking the videos and just even some of you guys commenting and stuff, man. We really appreciate it, and we're getting better. You know, new things to come. We're trying to push a whole bunch of new ideas and putting it together. I don't want to ruin it yet. I just want to kind of surprise you guys on the pod, but we really appreciate all the support and stuff, man. And thank you guys again, the viewers and the listeners out there from the One Up podcast. Hope you guys had a good time and enjoy the recent pods. Peace.
Deuces.